it is all about that roam game. I did say this last game, and they did brilliantly holding onto that map control.
Absolutely fantastic, and you know, they've won the kind of maybe the harder one to win as a defender, I'd say, especially with Mirror on the board. We're now going to go down to Laundry. I do believe you should have the feed back, so you'll be able to actually see what we're talking about, and we haven't made it up. Edenity did win the first round, taking it 1-0. Let's see what we see. We're seeing a very similar operator lineup. I think we may be seeing a castle from Namir that we didn't perhaps see last time, but the attacking lineup has remained unchanged. We've got both the Blitz and the Lion coming out. Like I said before, not often that we see the Blitz, you know, not banned and not played in the first game of the evening, where we didn't see him banned or played. This time, he's not been banned, but he has been played. So, Jugger coming out with the Blitz plays for his team there. Just try and get a little bit of an advantage, maybe help clear out some roamers. Karzeka is playing roam upstairs in Kids Dorm as Vigil, so potential there for Blitz to do a bit of a Blitz clear, but it does look as though they're going to be pushing construction relatively heavily.
And you got to look at the method strategy here. You seen the Dokkaebi, you seen the Lion, you seen the Blitz. This is horrible to try and deal with, and it's all going to come out at the same time. Phone calls going out in a shockwave. C4, however, is going to shut that down as Tank instantly trading that out, and the Blitz is going to come up. Nami getting the kill onto Tank, however, is going to turn this into a 3v4 situation now. And this is just stalling out for Method. They don't have the manpower to push in here now. And Namia from above on Electric Hatch does shut it down. This is exactly why you open up that Electric Hatch, and you're pushing in from the Blitz. This is looking very nice.
We've seen 2 smoke grenades come out already. Tanky D there picking up kill onto Joystick. That's leading us into a 3 versus 2, 3 versus 1 as Karzeka picks up the kill onto Jugger as Blitz. All down to Tanky D. He picks up the first kill onto Namia, bringing this into 1 versus 2. There's 2 minutes of the round left at this stage, so there is all the time in the world. But it does look as though he's going to pressure the point. Karzeka picking up the final kill. That's probably the quickest round we've seen all evening, in stark contrast to what we've seen previously tonight.
Very insanely aggressive by Edenity, but also Method also really loving that aggressiveness, but it just got shut down completely for them. Honestly, kind of a big mistake coming out from Method to push down onto construction when they knew Namia was still upstairs in meeting hole holding it from Electric. You know that's why you open that Electric hatch, so you can stop a push like that happening, and they just didn't deal with him quickly enough.
I mean, I've got no problem with, you know, rush plants and taking advantage if a team's playing a lot of members offsite on a roam. I've got no problem with, you know, pushing the objective and trying to get a plant off quickly and then trying to defend the plant from the retake. But, you know, what I have got a problem with is kind of doing it that way and maybe, you know, roaming a little bit, you know, sorry, Edenity roaming a little bit, you know, not really dealing with that in any way. You know, Team Method didn't really deal with that at all, and they just kind of thought, you know what, we're just going to go straight down to the objective, and they just got picked off from every angle because they just didn't have anything covered, and they just kind of funneled themselves in. And that construction push can work 1 or 2 ways. If teams are ready for it, you know, be prepared to pay for it. But, you know, on the odd occasion it does come off, it is worth it. I think we're going to see a bit of a slow round this time from Method, and try and use the, you can see there that keeping the drones alive, maybe try and get a little bit more intel before they make any rash pushes.
I disagree. I feel like this is also going to be very fast. I mean, you've seen the lineup here, still the exact same, and all of this just supports that utility spam.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have got the operators to do it, and as we say, that Tank is going to come to blows with Joystick downstairs, managing to pick up the first kill. So that's going to be Jaeger out of the picture. Jaeger's job's largely going to be done, but Joystick there just choosing to, you know, maybe think he can get a bit of free roam downstairs, but being denied relatively quickly with a very early frag there.
And a nice frag it was indeed. Joystick going down on the roam this early is definitely going to give up a lot of map control, as Methods start to plan out what exactly we want to do here and when they start to want to deploy that utility.
Karzeka there going for a super aggressive run out. We've seen it before from this guy on Oregon. He certainly likes running out there as Vigil, and why not? Vigil's gun is a laser, as we have discussed. Shepard just going to be holding a pretty tight angle there onto the attic, and he's not going to know how close he was there to Cactus, but Cactus is going to do the right thing, dip out, go upstairs into the top of Watchtower, and regroup his thoughts maybe a little bit. All pretty fair after that early frag. We've not seen too much. We've seen a bit of aggression, but we've not seen all too much just yet. Shockwave still playing pretty comfortably downstairs. as Armory Corridor is occupied by both Blitz and, I believe, Tangy.
Yeah, 5v4 situation is not exactly something you want to be in right now for Edenity. They've lost a lot of their control, but they still have roamers on the board here. We do see Kazeka still on that roam. Still very heavily potential for the flank here. And there's so much time going down here for Method, but you know, also they have that potential with all this utility they have. They have smokes in the way, they have lions, they have capitals, and as I say that, it starts to go out. I believe there's also one phone call still left on the board here, but Kazeka with a kill onto Kendra, who's going to shut down the Dokkaebi before she can even do that.
Cactus is going to take that straight out and get Kazeka back. C4 coming out from Shockwave, and that is going to take out Cactus. That was all the way from downstairs, out of the window. What a C4 from Shockwave, leading us to a 3 versus 3. 35 seconds left on the clock right now, and we're going to start looking at maybe a plank going down from Tangy. Smoke grenades coming out from both sides. Jugger there picking up a kill onto the smoke in Shepherd. So Naemir there going to trade that straight back out and get Jugger. 2 versus 2. Tangy D picking up the kill onto Naemir. 2 versus 1. It's now down, all down to Shockwave. He's rotated all the way back upstairs. He's come up through Armory, and Tank manages to pick up the final kill onto Shockwave. And that's a really good, solid round from Method there.
I mean, yeah, it was, but Edenity still had a decent amount of control on their roam game either way. It honestly just wasn't working out too well for Method until the utility spam started coming out, the trade started coming out, and they were doing very well with it.
I feel like part of me there felt like Method kind of said, okay, you know what, you can have your downstairs control. We're going to push up Armory stairs. You know, they had a little bit of conflict with Kazeka and stuff downstairs playing the Vigil, but I think that Method kind of allowed them that control, and you know, they did manage to get some really nice kills out there. That C4 from downstairs thrown up through the floor out the window, that was amazing. But you know, ultimately, if your roamers, if your anchors on site end up guying, and you know there's only 1 or 2 roamers left downstairs, and there's a man advantage from the attackers upstairs, it's always going to be a tall order, especially as 3, you know, 1-speed operators such as Mirror. You know, it's going to be a tough one, but it looks as though Edenity now opting to go back downstairs, and they have been successful down here before. Method previously trying a very aggressive construction push, and managing Edenity there managing to shut them down relatively easily. Seeing a castle strat, what's your thought on this, Sternap?
I mean, this is normally what happens, right? In fact, we actually mentioned it last time with the fact that the mirror was banned. I mean, we didn't see a castle strat coming out from Meeting Hall, but this allows it to happen. I think Shockwave could actually put one of these mirrors up here, and we could see a Meeting Hall hold going.
I really like the Meeting Hall hold with castle. I think it can be really effective, but one of my main concerns, and it's something that I've voiced a number of times, is that if the attackers choose to come into main lobby, open up double door, they can feel very safe if it's all reinforced and meeting, and there's a castle barricade there. You can kind of just be giving the attackers a bit of a safe haven, but that's where your roamers come into play. And if you've got the appropriate operators playing upstairs with maybe some holes in the floor, you can negate that a little bit. But it does look as though Tank is going to be pushing onto Attic straight away, and maybe wasting a Hibana there. I think that's going to have got Bandit tricked off, I believe.
No, it's still pretty good. It's still good to open up this angle onto Attic and just sort of, ooh, what the hell happened with that C4? Shockwave not quite managed to find that. 1 minute into the round, and quite a lot of control gained here by Method as they do pick up a kill. Kendra getting the first kill of the round. That's Shockwave. That's going to shut a mirror out of it, and that's a Meeting Hall control really getting removed here so early on.
Yeah, the best way to take control of meeting as an attacker is now to get, you know, attic control and use the hatch and stuff like that, and that's exactly what they've done. You know, it looks as though the defenders have managed to push through onto the other side and gone through Armory, and, you know, they're now around the kids' dorms area and master bedroom. And Tangy D just looks like he's going to come to blows there, but just takes his eyes off at the last second. Joystick going to peek that angle, and there's now 2 of them there. Tangy D is going to be unsuccessful. Joystick picking up that kill with the aid of Naemir.
And what did you even do in that situation? You got 2 people peeking you in such great coordination like that.
You've got 50 rounds, so you put them all down range.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. But it won't happen just yet. Lion going down this early is definitely going to remove Method's sort of strategy where they try and spam utility right at the last second.
I mean, we're moving into closer and closer to that last second. Sort of 45 seconds left on the clock. Smoke grenades coming out. There's definitely a Dockerby call out there that I can hear in the distance. Kendrew is pretty much in the open there. Neymir's looking straight at him, but through the smoke can't see him. Cactus picks up a kill. Neymir picks up that kill onto Kendrew. Tank trading it straight back out onto Neymir. And Cactus getting out Karzeka. So 3 versus 1. Shepard with it all to do. Believe he's got a smoke grenade in hand, but Jugger as the Ash gets the final kill of the round. All is even at 2-all.
And Method, yeah, are bringing it back now. Definitely looking into this aggressive play by Edenity and really hitting it back. Much, much better.
It just doesn't look like the same team that attacked it and rushed construction the first round.
Yeah, Method are definitely doing a lot better in terms of sort of roam hunting and sort of actually pushing the objective in a constructive way by not going construction.
Yeah, exactly, without a doubt.
And this is going to be the last defense round for Edenity. I would have thought Edenity would be doing a little bit better on defense. I mean, they took the first 2 rounds. They were insanely aggressive. Loads of runouts, both from Nami and Karzeka. And as you said, Karzeka is a big fan of doing those runouts on Oregon. He is the Vigil main.
He's a Vigil main and a super aggressive one at that. And, you know, why not? Like we've said, the K1A is an absolute laser. People don't always expect it as well. But, you know, I think Karzeka's almost got a bit of a name for himself in CCS at this stage just because of how many times he's done it. But yeah, I mean, like you say, going into the last round of this phase, all even at 2-all. So one team will come out of the first phase as the victor at 3-2. But then it all changes again as we switch over and Edenity then take on their attacking rounds. Very exciting, all to play for. Couldn't be more different from the last time we saw Oregon.
The mirrors going down here are interesting, to say the least. There's the reinforced mirror on the top of White Stairs, which, while it's a good mirror, and it can't obviously be Ash Charge or anything like that, the only problem with it is someone can come right up to that mirror and can plant, and there's hardly anything you can do about it.
Oh, like right underneath the mirror, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be really tough, that angle, because there's nothing, like you say, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You can barely even see people if they do it under smoke cover. So always a difficult one. Karzeka there, desperate for a peek over onto rear tower, but it doesn't look like it's to be as the first Dockerby call of the round comes in a little bit early, maybe at 2 minutes 15.
Yeah, in a way, but also the line charges go out to support and all these drones coming in, and this is exactly just what Method's strategy is, and they can just implement this anytime they want to do. Interestingly, not bringing a blitz this time, maybe seeing the error of their ways and really wanting to pick the Ash for the fragging potential instead.
Yeah, I think Jugger definitely did a good job of fragging out last time. I believe he got at least 1 kill. Yeah, well, he got the final kill. So definitely maybe providing a bit more of an impact than Blitz, like you say. But yeah, I guess that the Dockerby call on the line kind of helps to move people along and, you know, maybe catch people on the drones if there's a lot of drones out there. But the gen room is going to get opened. And it is Tanky D with the diffuser in hand, so he is going to have the option to plant at this stage, although 5 versus 5 and we're over a minute and a half in, it doesn't look, you know, it's not the kind of time you want to be getting a plant down. You want to be getting a few picks first, really. Joystick still downstairs, having full control of that side of the map almost.
And yeah, this has come out every time for Edenity. They still have such a strong run game on, no matter what happens in the round. But oh, Cactus and Joystick looking very close here. But no refrag potential from either of them is going to be interesting. I wonder if Joystick is going to try and rotate up here and get the Claymore.
Not sure. Karzeka is still waiting outside in small office, and he's desperate to hit that barricade and get a peek off, but the Lion is going to deter him from doing so. Lion is just in perfect line of sight now from that double window, and all it's going to take from Karzeka is a quick bash, but Shepard and Shockwave managed to pick up the kills. Joystick manages to pick up another. Kendrew then trading it back out, getting Neymir. Quickly we've moved ourselves into a 2 versus 3. 3 versus 1 now. Joystick and Shepard lost a little bit of health. Kendrew's managed to down Joystick, but unfortunately gets downed in the process, gets finished off. In and amongst all that, the diffuser had gone down, but the diffuser will be diffused right now. Karzeka saying, no, Joystick, I ain't going to pick you up. I'm going to finish you off instead.
That's unfortunate. I mean, Joystick, if you're going down, you know, it's just one of the morale things, right?
I think Karzeka and Joystick are fighting for KD ratio there. They both want to be on top.
It's all about the stats, yeah. One thing I would like to point out about that round is where the diffuser went down. It was a 2v4, and the diffuser went down in exactly the place I said it was going to go down.
In front of the mirror.
That white stairs mirror, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, he could have clutched that out. And if he had clutched that out because of it, you know why you do not want to play that white stairs mirror sometimes.
I think it's much better to play it as a crouch mirror with a soft wall, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is because of that. Because if you don't have a mirror, you normally open up that entire wall anyway. So it's not really like it's going to change anything in the long-term strategy.
Definitely. Interesting method opting to go downstairs straight away. Obviously very confident on laundry. Usually we do see teams take it up to dorms on the first defensive round. But maybe looking to get a quick round out here just to level the playing field again and bring us back to 3-all.
I think as long as there's a mirror in play here, you can do either one effectively for a start.
Yeah, definitely. I think maybe going down to laundry, getting a confidence boost, and then taking it up to kids is always a good, you know, a good way of doing things. And maybe they would have expected the kids' storms hold anyway. But good to see the castle in play again. Obviously going to see some sort of meeting room hold.
Well, that's the strategy, isn't it, really? If you bring in a castle and you bring in a mirror, you have to really go for it upstairs. I'm interested to see... Sometimes you see teams dedicating 2 mirrors up to meeting hall and try to hold down kitchen as well, and you see this insanely aggressive strategy. I haven't seen too much of that in CCS, but in a few other leagues, I have seen that. It can work effectively. It depends on how aggressively you play it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about risk and reward with the aggression, isn't it?
This is insanely aggressive from Kansas. Like, does he have an ADS here? I hope he does have an ADS in Attic, because if he doesn't, this is going to mean a big trouble for him. He could easily get naded out here from that Attic window.
ADS,
and yeah, he does have an ADS, but he's going to get burned immediately. And oh god, yeah, and that's the nade going out. But oh my god, there's should be 2 ADSs here. Wow, that's a lot dedicated to this. Now he's going to throw the nade in, however, that's going to open up onto the bandits, and Cactus in a not a very good position at all, as it's going to get opened up.
That's just a lose-lose for Cactus, but he manages to pick up a kill out of it before rotating out, so he's done more than you can expect there. They've wasted plenty of utility, and he's now downstairs ready to put a bandit charge on the rear stage wall. I think he's come out of that a lot better than I thought he was going to. Put another Dockerby call now going to be coming out, just to aid Edenity to locate those final couple of method roamers. But Shepard is playing pretty aggressively downstairs, looking to maybe take a push onto sort of electrical room.
Yeah, I would say so. Shepard really wanted to make his entry here, but I think he's waiting for the meeting hall control to be achieved, and it will be achieved. Namia does find the first kill.
Although struggles for the second as Cactus puts some shots up, but Cactus, with only a minute left on the clock, is going to rotate down, but Shepard manages to pick up the kill. Jugger then takes out Karzeka. 3 versus 3. Namia has got barely any health left at this stage in the game, and Jugger is all the way over near White Stairs.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
I don't know what is going on here on the roam, but it's 40 seconds left to go, and the attack is starting to come in here. Smokes are going to go out to counter it. It is a 3v3 situation, but look at how low Namir is right now. But Jugger is going to come down back to the stairs. Not going to contest meeting hall at all. Probably a good idea, considering Shockwave is waiting for him there. Ooh, that smoke charge didn't actually go off, and Babes are going out. 17 seconds left on that board. As smokes come out, and it looks like the drops are going to start to come down. Yep, Shockwave is going to drop. Shockwave drops tank, and now it's a 2v3 situation. Jugger just pushes through this smoke. He's not actually going to realize Shockwave goes down. Namia goes down, and what a beautiful headshot from Jugger to finish things off into Shepard.
What is it with these super aggressive smoke plays we're seeing this evening? We saw it last game in Oregon as well with...
What, where you just run into the smoke and pray?
Yeah, I think it was it Blaz just ran into the smoke, and it's like... I guess the best way to see through it is to get in it.
Yeah, I would agree. It's one of those things where if you like crouch walk into the smoke, they have no idea you were there, and as long as there's no glass, it's okay.
Interesting to see Glass banned for the last game on Oregon and not yet picked this time.
Which is Which, yeah, no, I agree. It's actually insanely interesting because that laundry defense, if you just pick a Capitao and a Glass, you can make that so much easier for yourself.
Definitely. I really rate Capital on that laundry attack. I think it can just make it just changes the dynamic of it. Those fire arrows can just really push players out of position and allow you to gain a little bit more control in the dying seconds. But
Yeah, I do as well. I think Capitao is an excellent pick for that attack. I don't understand why you wouldn't pick Capitao for that attack, unless you're running some very specific strategy.
we're seeing a lot of soft destruction as well this time.
Yeah, and Oregon is a great map for it. I mean, you've got the sledge for the vertical place from above, but also, I don't think that's why we're seeing these specific operators. I think Zophia's being brought to burn ADSs, and Sledge and Book are being brought for nades more than anything.
Yeah, the Edenity certainly do seem quite nade heavy, and it seems to be working for him. You know, Jugger's ADSs will only go so far, but what is this angle from Shepard? He's sat up in the tree, and he's just trying to get a pick, but, you know, maybe that's where your Glass comes in. Glass is going to have a bit of an easier time spotting people through all those leaves, I imagine.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird angle to hold, but I feel like just the pre-fires do... Every now and then, you have to be very lucky with it, but every now and then it does catch someone on the cross. But I think they'd rather just take it, rather than, you know, not take it and never know.
I always would go with the pre-fire just because you get in the defender's head a little bit sooner. It's a bit like, oh, is he still on that window? And it could be 30 seconds into the round and the attacker's well inside, but you've got no way of knowing if he's still on the window or not.
I'm liking this vertical play all the way down in Kitchen, but I don't like the amount of players from Method who are in Kitchen trying to defend from below. I wonder how Identity are going to deal with this, because while it is a good play, and there's a lot of vertical play to be abused here for sure, and you know there's dedicated lots of it, there's a mute jammer there, there's a mirror there, but if they just push the site from double window, I don't think it's going to go very well for them. And as I say that, Shepard does find Jugger with a Claymore. Tanky D does run out and gets one of his own. Joystick is going down out of it, and it's a 4v4.
I think that Nami just made his way up onto the roof, and as you said, there are the frags coming out from Shockwave, picking up the first kill onto Tank. So, Shockwave then getting another kill onto Cactus. He's on an absolute roll. 4 versus 2 in favor of the attackers now, and it does seem like this downstairs hold is just getting slowly torn apart. Shepard there, he's going to be pressuring at double window. I think he knows that someone's behind the mattress, but he's not entirely sure where. And Tangy D is holding a pretty soft angle there on the top of White Stairs.
Flashbang's going to go out as Shepard does push in here. He's just going to narrowly miss, but he does get the kill finally. Tangy D going down as Nami gets a kill of his own onto Kendrew. And that's going to finish off things quite nicely for Identity. And I'm not sure what Smoke was really looking at there, but he didn't really have a lot of options.
I think he just got caught in a bit of a crossfire in an unfortunate situation. I think I'd have liked to have seen that round a bit more of pressure on the guys on the kids' window from Method. I think we could have seen a bit more maybe from rear stage. You know, a little rotation, but I suppose this is the risky run when you kind of castle off or barricade off or reinforce attic in any sort of way. You lose that rotation to that other side of the map, which can be so crucial, because if they'd have been able to rotate or even just get an attic, they'd have been able to pick those guys off the kids' bedroom windows easily. But you know, as it stands, they lost someone to the Claymore, they got one on the run out, and then he got traded out straight away. So, you know, bit of a difficult one there, but a fantastic attack from Identity, and you know, they obviously just took the time and played their own game on that one.
Yeah, and I'm not sure really what's going to be the strategy moving into this round. They are sort of trying to go for the same thing they did last time. I think Identity are going to be a little bit more prepared for it, though, looking at their lineup. Especially Zofia really being heavily picked by Identity here. I think Zofia is an excellent operator, both for Oregon and just overall. The fact that X-Kairos can't burn Hibanas, can't burn Jaegers anymore, the ADSs, mean that Zofia has definitely stepped up to replace that role.
I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Zofia. I think that the gun's really good. Her ability just seems really like really solid. You know, when you're firing them in, you're like, yeah, these are doing damage. You know, these are really disorienting people and stuff. And obviously the Grismont mines were so popular early doors, and I think they've just kind of, you know, become a bit of a replacement from that. But smoke grenade, they're getting wasted by Shockwave. Maybe trying to burn the ADS, but I think that's all 3 ADSs in the attic trying to protect Cactus this round. So, you know, nothing left on the site really to avoid a smoke plant. But, you know, Shockwave, they're just wasting one of the smoke grenades pretty early doors.
Method should be very glad that there's no glass in play here, because if there were, then the smokes would not really work out for them. Seeing the exact same strategy coming out from Method yet again, and Cactus really loves playing here with his ADSs being used.
He certainly took some damage, but I believe I just heard him bandit trick that those X-Kairos off successfully, so not sure where the utility level's at, but Dockerby calls are going to be coming in, and that's going to help Edenity pinpoint Jugger now, because Jugger has still not turned his phone off.
Jugger is going to be pushing it up here onto the meeting hall, trying to hold it down, these vertical plays for his teammate. And Cactus is still here. There's no rotation coming out at all from him. He's holding his ground as Shockwave actually jumps in here. Oh my god, Tangy D is so close to get this frag out. I don't think he's going to realize where Shockwave is. Joystick gets the kill finally onto Cactus, shutting him down. And the kill onto Joystick from... Sorry, kill onto Jugger from Joystick. As the peek comes out from Tangy D, can't quite manage to find it, but he does eventually. Zeka goes down, and he gets the double! Beautiful from Tangy D, as Nami accidentally frags himself. And that's a 3v2 situation. What a turnaround!
This was looking so good for Edenity, and then 2 of them jump in the same window. Joystick there managing to bring it back a little bit in their favor, picking up a kill onto Tangy D, bringing us to a 2 versus 2. Shepard does have the diffuser in hand, and he's going to start the shock and awe approach onto B site as Joystick attempts to, you know, sort of rotate down and get to within helping distance for his buddy Shepard. But like we say, 2 versus 2, it does appear as though Kendra is preoccupied with the other bomb site, so now could be the time to push. Smoke grenades are going to start coming out.
And 25 seconds left on that clock until Future Charge is finally going out as smokes go out in response. And this push really has to start coming down. All this utility getting deployed now from Edenity as they start to push up and go for the plant. Shepard goes into the hallway. He gets Kendra. He does not get Tank, however, and Tank trades it out, and that's just going to be a draw. That I think that's the first draw we've ever had in CCS.
What do you say? How?
What?
Oh. That's
I don't know if NA CCS has ever had a draw, but that 100% is the first draw, right, in the EU.
That's absolutely mental. Yeah, definitely the first for yeah, definitely the first for EU, definitely the first draw. And that's just a tough one for both the teams. It's really, really difficult, you know, because I think it could have gone either way in the end, and I guess they just must have fragged out at the same time, and that's just how it's fallen. But yeah, medics are saying it is super rare, and a bit of congratulations to both teams. But as it is a draw, it's kind of a good thing for Method, you know, because, well, I don't know, is it a good thing for Method? That could have been matched. That could have been overtime for him.
It's a good thing for Method at all, because now this has moved Edenity onto match point. For those of you who aren't aware how a draw can happen and what happens when a draw happens, a draw happens when 2 people trade right at the end of a round. And if they die right at the same time, then it goes into a draw. Both teams get 1 point. And yeah, this is going to move Edenity very nicely onto match point, which is definitely a bad thing for Method. They could move this into overtime, but ideally, they don't want to do that. Ideally, they do want to do that, but they don't want to let Edenity get this match point.
No, definitely not. But Edenity now are in the driving seat. It does look as though Jugger is going to be placing some ADSs down for Cactus to make good use of it up in the attic once again. And, you know, why have we not seen a Thatcher yet just to get rid of those ADSs straight away? Is that just a waste of utility? A waste of an operator pick, maybe?
I don't know, because you very rarely see Thatcher at this level. Joystick just goes round with a mirror roam. What is going on, Tank? Why are you there? That was very weird from Tank. Not sure why he's all the way over there. And this is looking very nice for Edenity as they start to push in 1 minute into the round, and already a man down. We're going to push out onto the meeting hall, trying to get this pick very early on. And lots of ADS is getting burnt here now.
I think that Tank maybe they're just getting caught on a bit of a late prep rotation maybe. As Karzeka picks up the kill onto Tangy D. Joystick picking up another kill onto Cactus, and can Method stop
Attackers
Edenity at this
located a
stage in
bomb.
the game? 5 versus 2. Kendrew and Jugger left on the board. Jugger is getting highly pressured in meeting. Shockwave is going to pick up that kill. It is now all down to Kendrew as the smoke. We've already seen one smoke ace this evening on Oregon. Can we see another?
I'm not sure if we will, because Edenity is storming through. Joystick managed to light up Kendrew, and he pulls back, but Kazeka shuts him down, and that is going to be first map going to Edenity.
Yeah, it's a good round for Edenity. They've done really well there to pick up that win. Like you say, with the draw, it does make things a little bit difficult. You know, it could have panned out a little bit more, you know, could have panned out a little bit differently, but someone had to win in the end, and I think it would be fair to say that Edenity looked as though they were, you know, doing pretty well in that round, and it did come down to a 1 versus 1, so always a tough one.
We are going to take a 5-minute break here between the maps, just while we sort out some minor production issues.
Alrighty, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We just had to sort out some issues. We are perfectly fine back now with the highest quality we can offer for you. It is still Method against Edenity. We will head on to map number 2 of Consulate really soon. I'm still joined by Troika and Sternip. How's it going, guys?
We're still here, soldiering on.
We're still here. We've seen the first draw ever on CCS, and we're excited.
Why is that?
Just because how close this game's been. It was a really good game last game. It's been a close match, the first match in Dislon versus Team Boost, and I think the competition's just really, you know, high, really tight.
Yep.
Yeah, the first I don't know if it's the first draw ever overall in CCS, but I'm pretty sure it's only the first draw in EU CCS. Very insanely rare to see, especially at a comp level where you see when people die, it's not really, you know, a sort of fight going on. It's more just someone got pushed out of position and then got picked up from it. Most of the fights going down, they're over before you even realize. So it's very, very rare to see a draw indeed. And yeah, what an amazing round it was.
I mean, if you consider that Identity's joint first seed with Dislon, having not lost a game yet, and that Method is the 5th seed, you just wouldn't expect, you know, if you was just see like a general, league for like a, your local like Premiership football or something like that, you wouldn't expect the game to be so close between maybe first and fifth. But here it seems it's blow for blow, it's kill for kill, it's absolutely neck and neck all the way through.
I think something that we did say right at the beginning of the stream is how close all of the teams in CCS are.
Yeah, without a doubt. And at this level, it kind of comes down to, sort of micro decisions that can, swing games one way or the other. And it's not necessarily always a mistake. It's just something that happens and, someone does something a certain way. And that can really, it's like a butterfly effect. It can really influence the rest of that round or the rest of that game in terms of how things play out.
For sure. It looks like we are just about ready to get into this. I'm hoping.
Should be just to confirm that we are back. That happens, we will head right into the match. Have to wait for one more player or two. As I say that, we will go on to map number 2 of this matchup. It is Consulate, still Method against Edenity. It is still Sternab and Troika. Take it away.
Now, Troika, you said you want to see Consulate. You got your wish.
I do want to see Consulate, but we need to go through the op bans because there is a reason why I wanted to see Consulate, and I'm not excited anymore. Op bans are going to be as follows. Twitch and Ying are going to be off the board, as well as Mira and Valk. So all those outside Valkyrie cameras and that aggression that I was looking for, unfortunately, we're not going to see it.
Yeah, I don't know, because like Mira getting banned on Consulate is kind of a weird one, because while Mira is pretty good for Consulate, I wouldn't say she's essential. Some people might be interested in the Pro League stats for this match, and it's kind of surprising for Consulate actually, because the top floor is supposed to be actually the hardest to defend, and the bottom floor, the garage defense, is actually supposed to be the easiest.
See, I'd say that middle's hardest.
Middle's actually supposed to be quite balanced both ways.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think you've got the pressure from upstairs and below. I suppose you can play a pulse downstairs, which always benefits you a little bit. But I think personally, I find, probably whatever it is, first floor, ground floor, I find that to be one of the harder ones. But wasting absolutely no time, going to get straight into it. Seeing a Blackbeard, one of the first times in the evening, I believe, and we're going to expect him to get on some windows and start causing some destruction, holding down some lines of sight.
But Blackbeard is an essential pick for Consulate, in my opinion. I never don't see a Blackbeard on Consulate unless he's been banned. Flashbang's going out, ADS just catching it right at the end there, and Jugger still playing in an insanely aggressive position, honestly. And Namia just picking up that with a nice frag grenade onto Jugger, and it's going to leave Tank alone, but he's actually going to headshot the Blackbeard with his shield on. Blackbeard, how do you not win that fight? Tank takes him down, and loads of flashbangs coming out onto him, and he's still holding down in admin. What a heroic effort.
That's a fantastic kill from Tank, and we have seen him play Doc on Consulate before very effectively. Loving those long lines and really playing quite, like you say, an aggressive role in this admin, just trying to deny these windows, but the attackers are kind of pushing admin and they're really struggling to gain any sort of control over it. I'd like to see Buck go down underneath and maybe make some holes in the floor and push Tank out that way.
Yeah, it is a 4v4 situation, but I agree, Tank being in admin or still having any control at all is a big no-no, and, Blackbeard going down this early as well, huge utility loss going out is going to really reduce their way to take these angles, but as you say it, they are going to go below and trying to force Tank out of here. But he's still got a decent amount of control. He's going to recognize he's getting controlled, but Tanky D is going to get a kill onto Joystick. Nice pick from him. 3v4 situation as Ash is out of it already.
That's not too bad so far. Moving into the last minute. Lost a couple of guys on, either side really, but Tank there, he's managed to do his job. He's done a fantastic job there in admin office. Wasting time, getting out with his life, getting a kill, getting Blackbeard more importantly. And Tank there just been watching a little angle down underneath, but seems like he's baiting out his C4, just kind of letting people know that he's there, but he's going to be pretty much in line to get the kill if Thermite chooses to vault through the window.
And here comes the Fragmite. His flashbang's going out to burn the ADSs. Such a good use of flashbangs, honestly, these days, as we do move into the last 30 seconds. Pulse is actually below. Shepard gets the kill onto Kendrew, and it looks like they're looking for this Tangy D Pulse to try and stop what is going on. That camera is actually going to be up in the reception. Oh, Namia almost missed that, but he does manage to pick up Tangy D. Now it's a 3v2 situation. They don't have a lot of control. As the plant starts to go down, 10 seconds left on that clock. As Tank, you're right here in connector. You could push and get the kill, but he's getting pushed himself. Cactus gets the kill onto Karzeka. Cactus with a double kill. Shepard goes down, and Nami having to push up and recover this diffuser spot. As Tank is going to go around and disable it.
Now,
and I don't think he has time. Oh my god! Oh no! Namia, come on! Yes, he does get it finally. But Cactus drops, he gets the kill, and he looks like he's just going to be able to recover this round.
Impact grenade in hand, as any good castle would do, manages to avoid the hatch and get on the defuse. What an exhilarating round. Namia there, 200 IQ plays going underneath to try and shoot it out as Buck, and just unfortunately not managing to pull it off. Super close round for the first round on Consulate. I feel like that's lasted longer than it has, but it just seemed like, you know, the suspense was, you know, which way is it going to go? But great first round for Edenity there, pulling out the first defensive round. And what are you going to say, Garage downstairs now?
I don't know, honestly, because all three of the bomb sites are completely viable. I would want to see a Garage, but also there's no mirror, so it kind of makes Garage a lot harder to hold.
Yeah, definitely. The lack of a mirroring. Mirror's really nice in Garage because you can get quite a long line of sight, especially if you've got an Echo playing. You can take advantage of that ACOG and sit in kind of a bit of reinforced safe haven, if you will.
I also feel like Garage is quite susceptible to rushes. There's quite a lot of places where you can just sort of drop down, especially sort of where the Visa area is concerned. And if teams aren't paying attention, they can just rush in straight from archives and just get straight into the kitchen. Doesn't tend to happen too much at this level of comp, sort of tier 2, tier 1 teams, but it can happen. Any team is susceptible to it if they're not paying attention enough. And yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen here. I would expect a sort of top floor take coming from Edenity, and then they sort of move down from there.
We did see Method attempt a bit of a rush take from Construction on Oregon, and it didn't really work in their favor. But like you say, it does happen, and sometimes it does pull off.
Yeah, and I think this is going to happen from Edenity exactly as I predicted. Lots of upstairs control. Joker's going to be the only one on the roam up here. It is good to have someone on the roam, but also recognize that you need the retry potential. Oh, actually, I think Tangy D is actually up here as well. I didn't quite see his name. It was a little bit blocked on my screen. But he is going to get there. A Cactus is going to get picked up, however. Kendrew instantly going to trade it out. Shockwave going down yet again. So early on. Blackbeard is not an operator. You want to die this early on.
Not at all, and Tangy D find himself in a bit of a tough spot, although he has got Jugger for assistance as 3 of Edenity close in on the 2 roaming defenders. It's all very tense, and who knows which way it's going to go. Jugger is going to put some shots out, but doesn't manage to pick up the kill. Think he managed to pick up the down. Draws for the secondary. Tangy D picks up the wallbang onto Naymir. So Joystick still down, effectively a 4 versus 2. Joystick is unlikely to be revived from this situation.
He is going to be able to, Jugger is going to be able to rotate out of this area now. And Joystick, yeah, is down. It doesn't look like Karzeka is going to be able to rotate and revive him anytime soon. As Shepard is watching on this rotate down. Jugger is stuck here, but honestly, he isn't getting pushed here at all, really. And he doesn't really need to do anything. Tangy D is going to rotate back down, but Shepard's going to be waiting for him. He picks him up for free, but instantly traded out again as Joystick gets revived. And now it's a 2v3 situation, but Echo is still alive. Smoke is still alive. There's so much utility operators for the defense here, and they're doing so well with 1 minute left remaining. This is very much in the favor of Method.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a little bit of disruption in form of some flash grenades and stuff, but honestly, I think that this has got to go to Method, got to go Method's way. Joystick just going to be maybe trying to find Jugger there in the bathroom upstairs. Jugger more than likely aware of his presence now after the pre-fire. Doesn't want to take out the drone to alert him of his presence. Manages to pick up the kill, so that is going to be a 3 versus 1, all down to Karzeka. Jugger is probably poised to pick up this kill onto Karzeka as well. Karzeka now pushing into the antechamber and through into the bathroom after a few stun grenades that are not going to be effective. Pushing in, and Jugger is almost certainly going to pick up the kill, and he does with the SMG-12 there, proving its potency at close range.
Method looking very strong on this defense for Consulate. I think it's mostly because they're taking down Shockwave immediately. Like, Blackbeard's been off the board within the first few seconds, both rounds.
Yeah, that's definitely hurting Edenity, and that's leading to, you know, why they've got no rounds on the board at this stage. You know, to have an operator like Blackbeard that dies so early, it's almost like smoke dying really early. It's, you know, most of these operators get better with time. There's only a few operators that are good in the first few seconds, but the majority of the operators, they just get better with time. And if you're not on the board, you're not going to be able to provide anything of use to your team. I'd go as far as to say that when Shockwave's died both times, he's probably not even had his second drone out, so they've not even had like the utility of the camera or anything like that.
I noticed we both say things like on the board and off the board quite a lot, like it's some giant chess game.
Yeah, well, it almost is. It's almost like, you know, chess with consequences.
Chess with real bullets.
Yeah, chess with real bullets and real consequences.
Indeed. I'm honestly really liking what Method are doing here on the defense. The loads of rotates coming out here. This is a good way. This is kind of how you would hold it if you had a mirror, but the fact that they're still doing the same thing without a mirror shows that they can still pull this off. And I think they can still pull it off as well. We are going to see, I think it is going to be Tangy D on Pulse. It's kind of hard to tell because there's two people who both have Tan at the start of their name.
Yeah, Tangy D, I think, is the Pulse player there. He is. Medics are observer, just finding him there. And he's going to be doing good Pulse work down there in Archives, getting the scanner on all the guys that are going to be repelling onto upstairs. And that's really all you can hope for out of your Pulse at this stage. He's going to be calling that out to his team, and that's going to allow defenders to either challenge or not challenge as they see fit.
This is like the de facto area for Pulse to go, but Joystick's going to get insanely lit up already from early engagements. Let's hope that he doesn't go down this early, because, you know, Edenity have been losing operators insanely early, and both of the rounds have already gone down. I'm hoping the scientist side bring it back a bit.
Well, they're definitely bringing it back because they've got 5 operators on the board, sorry, with, you know, over a minute off the clock. I think that's longer than Shockwave's managed to stay alive for both last rounds put together. Not to ride on him too hard. But there we go, first kill coming out from Karzeka onto Tank Method, sorry. So that's going to be a, you know, good kill in Edenity's favour. Karzeka's going to take a lot of damage for it though, which is going to hurt him later on.
Yeah, but it is a 4v5. That is one member off the board, and that is a Nitro off the board as well. You know, that is a very important pick whatsoever as Jugger pushing around. This is so close. Nami is going to go down to this as Shockwave goes down as well. And a double kill from Jugger comes out as Karzeka and Shockwave are both dead. And look at that. Shockwave dead. Yet again.
We need to give Shockwave a break, but in all fairness, I feel like he should be where Shepard is right now, on that balcony double window. Joystick pushing in, very low hit points at this stage. Shepard, his teammate at this stage, has got a few more, although he wants to be careful with that pre-fire. Kendrew, as the smoke there, poised, ready to start denying this plant at around 50 seconds left to go. Kendrew looks to be peeking over onto Joystick. Joystick is very lit, manages to get a shot maybe into Kendrew, but doesn't do any damage as some smoke grenades come out.
And that's all the logic bombs being deployed, so not a huge amount of utility left at all for Edenity, but still a decent amount of fragging potential. You got the SMG-12, you got Joystick, and he's going to find that kill onto Kendrew. That's the smoke down. That's a huge utility loss here for the defenders. As they do push up the long desk, the smoke's going to go out. Jugger not really being able to contest this area anymore, as the plant is going to go down in the same place for Edenity. They do have a strategy for that.
This is a beautiful play from Joystick. He's got that crossfire perfectly, keeping himself, you know, out of line of fire. Doesn't manage to pick up the kill onto Jugger, unfortunately. So 2 versus 1. Cactus picks up the kill onto Shepard, and that is going to be another round for Method. Edenity really struggling to get around on the board.
And yet again, they get the plant down. but they do not finish it off.
Attempt failed. Defend
And I know you want to give him a break, but the Blackbeard cannot be dying this early on. As soon as the gunfight starts, Blackbeard should be on that aggressive position, and he should be getting the kills. He should be winning those gunfights. And I'm not sure what's going on recently for Edenity. I think there's a big lack of communication for them recently. I saw that the Jaeger shouldn't have been able to get that double kill. He should have been traded back instantly. I'm amazed he was able to get away with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough. I mean, the scoreboard paints a slightly different picture. You know, the bottom 3 players on Edenity, all 1 kill, 3 deaths. So, although we are riding on Shockwave, it is time to pull your socks up if you're on Edenity. You know, and you don't want to be coming out of this first attacking phase, you know, 4, 5 rounds down, really. You want to, at worst, you want to be coming out of it, you know, 3-2 down. So, it's a good opportunity for them to pick up around here, because I do believe this is an easier site to attack. I'm not so sure why they brought. Well, I guess. Well, yeah, I'm not so sure why they brought the Thermite and the Hibana, other than if they were thinking they'd maybe go downstairs to Garage again and try a different push.
I think there was a thought that there was going to be a basement defense, because
5 seconds
if you've
left.
got to think this from Method's perspective, why wouldn't they go Garage defense now?
Attackers
Well, the
recovered
problem
the
is
bomb
Method are
diffuser.
really
Attackers
confident
are
at the moment.
moving
They've
to
got a lot of
defuse the bomb.
momentum, and they're just trying to use that. And they're going, right, well, let's go to maybe an off-bomb site. We've got a few rounds, a buffer here, if you like. We can afford to lose one, maybe. Obviously, they don't want to, but maybe they just want to try something out. Maybe they want to get a bit of, you know, bit of experience, and maybe got something that they've been thinking about, and they want to just put it into practice, and maybe save some of their other strats.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Lots of drones coming out here from Edenity as they try and make their entry into admin. But, you know, this Tangy D pulse in archives every single time, giving so much info away. And knowing where the majority of these hackers are going to come from is valuable intel to have. But they're going to be in here very quickly. Indeed, Joystick watching the rotate onto long desk. Ooh, he peeks out, but he peeks the wrong way. Almost dies there.
Just narrowly missing that kill onto Jugger, I believe, as the Vigil. Jugger is trying to waste as much time as possible, along with Tank upstairs. Kendrew's also upstairs, so they're playing upstairs pretty heavy, but, you know, with the book in Nami, you're going to want to take control of upstairs, so wise to invest a little bit of resource and a bit of manpower into upstairs to hold it from Methods there. Shockwave finally on a window, we're seeing him, holding a nice angle. Tangy D there, picking up a kill onto Joystick as the Pulse. So that's going to be Ash out of the picture. And, you know, not the earliest of losses. You know, we're about halfway into the round right now, but certainly one that Edenity won't want to suffer.
Nami is looking for this refrag, but, you know, Tangy D is just not going to give it to him for free. And also, I want to point out, Shockwave is using the MK17 rather than the DMR.
Press F.
Wait, I don't know, because I think that he did this on purpose. I think he was already using the SR25. It wasn't working out for him, but he recognized he does still have to play that Blackbeard, so maybe changing it up a bit.
I really like the SR25 just because of how powerful it is. I think as Blackbeard, often when you're peeking, you can only get a couple of shots in on someone, and the DMR just lends itself to that for me. I find it's really good.
Yeah, and it is the typical pick on Blackbeard. It is very weird to see him going the MK17, but I'm okay with it.
Sound of smoke grenades there coming out in the distance. About 35 seconds left on the clock. And Shockwave manages to pick up his first kill onto Tank Method. Jugger laying down some fire, trying to get the trade, but didn't manage to pull it off. Another smoke grenade coming down right now, and that is going to down Kendrew. Kendrew being the bomb carrier, so the diffuser is not in hand. Jugger picking up a kill on Shockwave. Tangy D picking up a kill on Tanamia. Kendrew picking up the kill on Karzeka. And very quickly, that just all got a little bit too far away from Edenity, and they didn't manage to pull it off.
And just a dominant defense here for Method, but maybe this is just defense orientated right now. Maybe once we see this last defense play itself out, we're going to see Edenity take 4 rounds on their defense.
Absolutely, and this does have third map written all over it. If we do go to a third map, I believe it's going to be... What is it going to be?
It's Coastline.
Third map would be Coastline. You're right,
again.
Coastline. So we have seen Coastline before this evening. But this has been really convincing from Method.
And defuse bombs.
You think? I I want to say that Method has been playing this really well, but honestly, I think Edenity have just been playing very poorly. They don't have people in the right positions at the right times. They're not really trading out very quickly. You saw Namia was very hesitant about pushing the pulse, where he really should have gone and taken the fight, or at least been in an earlier position to refrag. There's a lot of criticisms to what Edenity are doing right now, and I'm hoping they're going to pick it up on their defense. Admittedly, Consulate insanely hard to attack. The big problem with it is getting inside the building, and I think Edenity have also had a big issue with that, especially on that admin side attack.
Yeah, you can quickly find yourself on the roof or in no man's land on rappel, and it does make things very difficult. I do agree with that. Getting inside can be super frustrating, especially getting inside without losing anybody. So yeah, definitely a difficult one, but you know, Edenity just haven't been playing with confidence. Like you say, Buck not chasing that kill, Nami not chasing that kill down onto Tangy D. Just, you know, a confident player. And we've seen Nami do some really confident plays in the past. He'd just run down there and get that kill, get a drone down there, maybe call it out, throw a grenade, whatever it might be. But I just really feel like they're lacking confidence. They're definitely lacking momentum. And they're going to have to do something to build it up. But I think that a switch onto defense might do that. And I'm not writing them off just yet. I do think they will pick up a round on Consulate.
Yeah, I do as well, and I'm already liking their attack here. I think Shockwave has turned back to the SR-25, and yet he does get the kill onto Tank. Nicely played by him, as I'm kind of confused as why Tank decided to run out there, but nonetheless he will get punished for it. Shockwave picking up that kill for 3, and it's going to be a 5v4 situation already.
It's overconfidence. They're 4 rounds up, they're feeling untouchable. Karzeka there picking up a kill onto Jugger. This is where it starts for Edenity now, and they've picked up 2 kills in quick succession. This could be their round.
Yeah, definitely. I think Edenity are really starting to bring it back down. You know, don't forget Tangy D's so far away on this roam, and it's not looking great for them at all. All 3 stun grenades from Shockwave are off the board here, but he's actually going to get down and killed for the smoke. Shepard is actually getting the instant refrag smoke going down this early, as well as Tangy D now turning this into a 1v4 situation. 1v3 as Cactus does pick up a kill onto Shepard. Ooh, almost got another kill there, but just missing that headshot. 1 minute left remaining, and it's not looking great here at all as Karzeka picks up the kill onto Cactus. And Edenity finally on the board.
There we go. The opposite of Castor's Curse. I said I believe in Edenity and it'll pick up around, and it certainly happened. But definitely Method started playing that a lot more differently. They were running out, playing a little bit too cocky, a little bit too confidently, and I think they just need to tone it back now a little bit, and really focus on closing this round out. They're only 2 rounds away, but quickly Edenity will run away with the lead if they are let to do so. First defense we will see will be Console and Meeting Room.
Method seemed to come up with a pretty similar strategy to what Edenity were doing, which I'm honestly kind of surprised by, considering what their strategy for Oregon was.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Yeah, they both played Oregon quite differently in their own ways. I mean, we're seeing similar operators.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. We are seeing a Capitao for the first time in this game. Sorry, for the first time this map. I don't think we saw a Capitao coming out from Edenity for the Consulate attack.
No, I think Edenity were almost a little bit rabbit in the headlights sort of thing, and they kind of just, you know, repeating over the same things and maybe not thinking things through all too well. I mean, they pushed admin nearly every single time, and it didn't really give them many results because they ended up all, you know, maybe 3 guys in one place just trying to push a few doorways and a few angles, and it, you know, the guys were getting killed off the windows, and it just wasn't really working out for them all too well. So it will be interesting to see how Method now opt to attack this, as we have Karzeka playing upstairs in admin.
Really interested to see how well Method's Blackbeard player does, because Shockwave wasn't doing too great, but it could just be that Blackbeards today, they're just dying.
The old Nerf beard.
Yeah.
Drone getting killed straight away as it goes in. Katz has established himself a little position on the window and is just peeking around for a kill, but we've got Karzeka playing the vigil as ever upstairs in admin office. And he's going to pretty much get droned out there, I believe. Yeah, Cactus is going to be putting down some shots, but unable to find the angle onto him. And he's going to choose to go up to the roof just to play his life a little bit longer and maybe get on those west windows, which isn't something we've seen yet at all. We've not seen any
it's
pressure.
really where the Blackbeard should be playing. He should be playing on these west windows, honestly.
That's what I'm. Yeah, I totally agree with it. Claymore the door. You know, I've maybe Claymore the garage. Here we go. Tangy D, Claymore in the door. My man, get Blackbeard on the west windows.
But the fact that there's no Ying in play here, because obviously Ying is banned. Andrew? Okay, thank you, good. There we go. Thought he wasn't going to shoot him then. Legion going down very early on. That is a huge utility loss, and the other one who really has that, like the only other defender that really has the utility coming in late game rather than in very early game. Kendrew getting another kill. Shepherd is out of it, and that is a 5v3 situation, 5v2 situation. What a nice attack here coming out from Method, but Joystick won't have to let it happen and go down so easily as the diffuser does start to go down now. Kendrew with the triple kill. Joystick going down, now it's a 1v4 situation now, all down to Kazek as he pushes down onto long desk. Gets flashed out, however, and it's all starting to tick away from him in round number 6. He really needs to clutch this out, or else it's going to put Method on match point.
This is going to be a real tall order. Kendrew's peeking a nice angle there. We've got Tangy D watching as the Capital. We've got Cactus playing on the window. Tank manages to pick up the kill. And that is going to be round 7, sorry, to Method. And, you know, what a good round, because Blackbeard played the window like we asked. I understand that you say there was no Ying, but Zephyr's still in play, so surely a bit of, you know, Zephyr, shock and awe coming through that window would certainly aid that push, especially if control of piano was taken underneath. You could have something really going for you there.
Yeah, it is 5-1 match point to Method, really showing their aggressive strategy on this.
I mean, Method have come here definitely for one thing and one thing only, and that's to take the W. I know we have talked previously this evening about map pick, and that, you know, it's not always as clear cut as map pick, but this is Method's map pick, and I think we're safe to say that, you know, they're doing very well on their own pick here right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think they really did well picking to go on the defense first. I think they chose to go on the defense first.
Method did defend first, yeah.
Yeah. So, as in, like, I'm not sure if they actually chose to defend first, though, or if Edenity chose to attack. Either way, they definitely did a lot better on the defense than I would have thought.
I mean, to come out of it 4-1, you don't see that many times at all, regardless of map, regardless of team. You know, especially to say that Method are fifth rank and Edenity are joint first. It's, you know, they've ran away with this map, in my opinion.
Yeah, but, you know, it's not over yet. Edenity could easily take these next 4 rounds, and we could see an overtime. But it seems unlikely.
Yeah, I'm not writing Edenity off just yet. Obviously, they're going to defend upstairs again, and it looks like we've got a fairly similar lineup. Looks like they may have been able to trick maybe the Thermite into being picked. Obviously, Thermite's not all too important on this bomb site upstairs. Can be handy maybe for opening up the bathroom and stuff, but you don't always get up there and have the opportunity to do so. So, looks as though Karzeka's playing from underneath, just trying to counter this this Cactus Blackbeard play a little bit, maybe.
Something that's interesting here, we're not seeing any Zofia play.
Tangy D there picking up the first kill onto Namias. That's going to be Legion, and Legion is a huge loss of utility early doors. He's only going to have had maybe 3, possibly 4 goo mines at this stage. Yeah, definitely. No Zephyr. I think I mentioned that earlier, but it's, yeah, Zephyr on those double windows would be perfect on console office, because you could just put a bit of shock and awe through the windows, create some disruption, and once you've taken underneath, you know, downstairs control, you've got something to run with there.
For sure, indeed. We are going to be moving to the second half of the round here, and we are seeing Cactus on those west windows. We could see a nice little plant here going onto console, but it is still 4v5. We're seeing a lot of the defenders in the sort of bathroom and yellow stairs area. which is kind of weird from Edenity considering how easily it is to cut off these areas.
Oh, Tank there just having a slither of Joystick to shoot at and missing, but it looks like Joystick is going to push it and pay some price for it, taking a little bit under half of his health from that little move there from Tank. Karzeka picking up a kill onto Jugger, Joystick picking up another kill onto Tank. 2 quick kills for Edenity. Could this be another one of their rounds? Unfortunately, Joystick there is going to take out Tanky D, bringing it into a 4 versus 2. And now it is on Cactus and Kendrew. What can they do? 35 seconds left on the clock. Kendrew's going to be challenging the hatch. Doesn't manage to pick up the kill. Goes for the long-range bearing 9 kill. Doesn't manage to pull it off onto Karzeka, I believe. Cactus picking up a kill onto Karzeka. So that is going to be 3 versus 2. Definitely still doable. Diffuser in hand for Cactus.
15 seconds left to go, and yet Cactus has managed to recover the diffuser, but it's running out of time, but he goes down! Kendrew does actually trade out with Shepard here, and that is going to be the second round going to Edenity.
Seeing plenty of trade outs, aren't we, tonight?
Yeah, apparently so. I'm not sure what's the cause of that, really. Maybe a few connection issues. Don't forget, Edenity are a predominantly Russian team, so maybe a tiny bit of difference in ping here.
The pings there are all pretty good, aren't they? But yeah, Edenity managing to chain some rounds together. And, you know, maybe they just had an off start. You never know what's going on behind the scenes with these teams. It can be absolutely anything. But it certainly seems as though they are focused now. And, you know, it's looking promising for an OT.
Honestly, I feel like Method had a much better attack going on there. But a lot of the things that happened there was they were holding down all these windows angles. They had so many picks onto the site, but they didn't do anything with it. They weren't inside. They weren't planting where they should have been. And I think one of the reasons for that is that the lack of utility they have on the attack.
Yeah, I mean, they're being bad. I mean, I think that Tank does often pick Thermite, I believe. I believe it's Tank. But we've seen a lot of Thermite play, and it's now going to pay off because they're going to go downstairs, and Edenity are going to defend downstairs in the garage. So we've got the ability to open the garage, and we're also bringing a glass in Cactus. Namir going for a pretty aggressive peek there, and it could bear some fruit because all 5 of Method are pushing that way, but he chooses to save his life. I think if he'd have waited another second, he may have got a kill, but he also may have got killed. So, not worth it at this stage in the game.
Not worth it at all. But I see quite a lot of teams getting very aggressive when it's on that match point. Oh, a little bit lit up from that drone hole. Very nice shockwave. That was so aggressive from him. I don't think Namiya very approved of that as he did ping him out. He said, "What are you doing, Namiya? It's match point."
That's that could have been also different if Tank had gone down there and they'd have lost Thermite early doors. That would have been really harmful. But it does look as though Ash is repelled on piano windows and is going to be doing her best to get the bandit charges off, although Namiya trying his best. Tank getting the Thermite charge off, so there is a big hole now in the garage door, and this is where we're going to see some glass play for the first time this evening.
Indeed. And honestly, this is such a good place to bring a glass in. Those smokes go down the garage. 0 way you can contest the plant. Other than if there's nitros in your back pocket. And looking at the operators that are down, there goes 1 nitro potential. Shockwave is out of it, and that's familiar to Site C. 4v5 situation now, and it's not looking good at all for Edenity. They don't have the control that they need. They didn't contest piano room for long enough. But Joystick is actually still in the room.
I don't think it's looking too bad for Edenity. They've just got to hold and wait for the push now. Capital bolts are going to start coming in. Smoke grenades have started coming in. Shepard's taking some heavy shots from glass through the wall. But Joystick, he's managed to run out, pick up 1. Tangy D, Kendrew trading him straight back out. Namir with a C4. And Namir again with a bandit, following up the kill with the gun. So this is going to be 3 versus 2. Definitely doable for Edenity. And that just goes to show Method just didn't push it quite right. Edenity held their angles, and they definitely came out of that engagement on top, although Jugger is going to use the Ash charges from above and get Namiya out of there. 2 versus 2. Shepard super lit, 1 gas canister in hand.
And what a close round this is turning out to be. 35 seconds left on the button. No smoke grenades, however, from Glaz is going to make this a much harder for Method to push in here now. Oh, but he pushed in. He does. He gets the kill onto Shepard. Very nice. Kazeka, however, trading out himself. And Jugger's going down. And Kazeka in such an awkward position here. But honestly, I think he's in a better situation than Glaz here, because Glaz has got to fight this close combat. Oh my god, so many shots going out.
10 seconds remaining.
Kazeka just didn't have to do anything there and manages to pick up the kill with the SMG-12, closing out the round. Edenity are on the comeback.
Could this be the full comeback?
Could
we
this
see an
be the
overtime?
reverse sweep?
We
I
will
believe.
only see. Yeah, well, I want to say I believe, but I also don't want to, like, jinx it.
Well, no predictions.
No predictions. I predict that a team will win this map.
That's a really good prediction. I think their team will win this one as well. Eventually, sometime.
Eventually,
after a long
yeah.
OT.
The OT is going to be a little bit confusing, because while Oregon with no mirror, the OT seemed to be pretty clear that it would go on for a while, because, you know,
Attackers need to
the
locate
two
and defuse
defenses
as
that
many
were coming
bombs
out of
as
the
they
kids'
can.
room and the laundry, there was a definite preference for kids.
Well-
but here it's been very back and forth.
I guess the thing is that, you know, Edenity have done very well on their defense and not so well on their attacks. So I think that
I
it
think
could
your
really,
time's going to go to someone who gets the defense.
I
It's like a flipping
well,
coin, right?
I think it could be decided. No, because I think that if Edenity get the defense, I think if Edenity get the defense, they'll win. And I think that if Edenity get the attack, they still could win. But I'm not all too sure about it. I think they've got a better chance if they do get the defend. So it'll be down to a coin flip.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Yeah,
Attackers
definitely.
must
That
locate
is
and
one of the
defuse
things
bomb.
with overtime you have to take into consideration. We are going to move, however, into round number 9, actions phase. And still... Oh no, we are going to see a Zofia this time.
Oh, Kazeka, no! Cactus there, taking out Kazeka really early doors. That's the Blackbeard using his shield to the fullest. And it's Kazeka, he can't help these spawn peaks. He can't help these early round picks, and sometimes he just has to pay the price for it.
Attackers have
And
dropped
this
the
is
bomb
not the
diffuser.
round he wants to pay the price for it in.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
No, when it's match point to method, that is not what you want to happen at all. And now Edenity already going to be 4v5 down. And having lost their vigil this early as well, that's your roam potential gone. That's a lot of that time wasting potential gone as well.
It just leaves Joystick a bit high and dry upstairs, and Joystick's going to get traded out straight away by Tank. So Zafir there coming in. We did pray for some Zafir play, and we have seen it. Zafir opening up the floor and getting another early kill. And are we going to... Oh, Namia there picking up a beautiful kill onto Kendrew. So that's Hibana off the board there. Only hard destruction. So that is going to be a slight saving grace for Edenity there.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Cactus progressing through admin office as Blackbeard looking to hold some angles.
And hold angles they will. 3v4 situation now, but Hibana down being the only hard breacher is definitely going to make this a lot harder. Especially also with the flashbangs out of it from Hibana. Means that, you know, those ADSs are going to be much harder to burn.
I mean, I don't think have they got any smokes on the side?
No, well,
They've got-
they have flashbangs from Ash, and they have flashbangs from Blackbeard as well, so it's not too bad, but it's just something I wanted to mention because it's not something that people realize about Hibana.
Yeah, definitely with the changes and stuff. That's it is a little bit new. Cactus there going to be pushing on the balcony, looking for a kill onto Shockwave. Shockwave getting droned. Oh, not quite getting droned. It does look as though the attacks halted a little bit. They picked up 2 great kills early doors. They got a little bit of momentum, and now it seems to have all just backed off a little bit. And we're at about the 45-second left mark. So, you know, something's going to have to happen here, and that's going to be by Cactus. Cactus is going to start pushing this window, but Shockwave is there, ready to take the kill. Shockwave, of course, the Blackbeard player for the other side, but Shepard there picking up a kill onto Tangy D. Namia picking up a kill. Shockwave getting a Legion kill onto Tank, and it's all down to Cactus. Shockwave picking up another one, and Shockwave absolutely excelling on defense and proving us all wrong.
Edenity just completely destroyed that attack. I think one big thing that went wrong for them there is Tangy D, who peeked with the smoke in his hand. Sorry, well, the smoke crossbow bolt in his hand, and he just got picked up immediately. I don't think he quite realized that someone was playing in that connector.
Yeah, that's always a tough one. You know, you kind of out of the utility and you realize you want to peek something and you don't quite put it away and get the gun out in time, but you're thinking, you know, final few seconds of the round and it all gets a bit much. But fantastic round from Edenity there. Really, really good. And this is, you know, we could definitely see an OT here, although Garage last time came down to a 1 versus 1.
For sure. I'm wondering what is going to go on here as we do move into round number 10. This is potential overtime.
I think we're going to see it. I really think we're going to see it. The only thing that I have a slight little bit of maybe not is that last time, like I said, it did come down to a 1 versus 1. Cactus versus Karzeka. Karzeka was obviously victorious, but you know, really, really difficult. Maybe the attack are going to get a little bit better upstairs control before they start opening things up this time. That could be something to look at from Method.
I thought Method's attack onto the basement was pretty good, honestly. They did it in a pretty tactical way. They opened up everything that they needed to open up. It was just it just came down to that unfortunate 1v1, and all that sort of momentum and pushing in just didn't work out well for them in the end.
But that's where it comes. If you get good piano control and you get it open up to a degree, you can actually push all the defenders out of those positions that the defenders were actually able to get kills on the guys coming through the garage door from. So it goes hand in hand. If you have piano control, you can create the disruption and you know, you can make the defenders feel uneasy and force them to, you know, have to move out of the position, and that's where you're able to pick up the kills. If you let the defenders play as they will and just go and get the bandit charges off, you're making it harder for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And moving in now, Ash is going to do exactly that. Lots of pre-fires coming out from Namia. Won't quite manage to find her. Ooh, this is so close. Lion charge is going to go out. And this is insanely close. I'm surprised Jugger didn't get picked up here.
Shockwave there, just looking to challenge that vertical angle, as they do both ways, as we know. But Jugger managing to get away with that joystick there, picking up the kill. Cactus getting it straight back onto Karzeka. So that's going to be Vigil off the board first again on his team for the second round in a row. He does look to need to, you know, he does need to be staying alive a little bit longer, although we are over halfway into the round.
Halfway into the round, indeed, as is. This is, you know, this is round number 10. This is all now or never. You win this to overtime or you're gonna lose. And Method are just not looking great here on the attack. They're not setting up in the right way that they need to, as Lion just pushes in here onto yellow stairs.
It's definitely looking good for Edenity at this stage. They seem well set in where they are, although Glaz's pre-fire just narrowly missing. I believe it would have been Shepard's head, perhaps. Although we have got Jaeger now playing upstairs and Joystick in the angle that Ash opened early on. But Joystick is now going to turn his attention to the vending machines and pick up another kill onto Tangy D. That's going to put the advantage ever so slightly in their favour once again. As the garage wall gets fully open, ADS start getting burned, smokes come out from both sides, and it does look as though we're going to see a plant try and go down from Tank.
Kenju with sort of the prone sneaky snake strategy does get in here, takes down Shockwave, as Shockwave did peek out and get one. Edenity, however, are going to finish things off. Shepard and Joystick both getting kills of their own, and we are going to overtime.
Called it.
It's cast as gift now. It's both a gift and a curse. It's 50-50.
It depends who you are, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe if you're Northern English, it works, and if you're Southern English, it doesn't.
So we are going to see Edenity fall on the attacking side. Previously, we did say we think they'd have a hard time if they did end up on the attack. And it looks as though Shockwave may be going for a last-minute weapon swap, perhaps. We'll have to see what he's got when we load in. Will he have the assault rifle or will he have the DMR? Edenity now have got the momentum. They've picked up 4 rounds in a row, or 5 rounds in a row, sorry, which is an incredible feat as it is. To pick up all your defensive rounds is fantastic. But, you know, we're looking at a very defender-favoured map so far on Consulate tonight, and I just hope that you know, Edenity can get another round on the board here, because they've played out of the skin to get to this stage, and I think that Method have just missed a lot of opportunity. They've only needed 1 round for such a long time, and now they've got themselves into an OT.
Method's attack have been very, very poor indeed. They've been so slow. They haven't been able to get the picks that they need. Hopefully,
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Edenity are going to learn from the mistakes from their attacks and are going to start to pick this up a little bit. But at the same time, you know, Method's defenses were insanely strong, but also Edenity made so many mistakes, mistakes that they really cannot afford to make at this level.
No, and I think this is where we're going to see a bit more confidence that we talked about earlier. We talked about how on the previous phase of attacks, Edenity didn't really seem to have much confidence in what they were pushing or what they were picking. They've just come off the back of such a long streak of round wins that you can't not have confidence. Tank there doing a fantastic job of taking out a couple of drones early doors in copy room. And Karzeka there is going to get the chance to get the kill, but doesn't quite manage it. Tank is super lit. He's going to juice himself up with his stim pistol all the way. One stim charge left. And it looks as though they're going to give up control of admin pretty early. And that's Edenity just going to be taking some map control relatively early on. And looking now to push and maybe get some, you know, a little bit more, maybe pick up another kill, maybe pick up a kill, sorry. And just kind of pressure and push these defenders into where they want them. But we've got a guy playing behind long desk. I do believe it's Jugger, and Jugger is going to quickly come to blows with Karzeka. Surely Karzeka saw him there. Karzeka coming out with the pre-fire, picking up the kill onto Jugger. That's going to be the early advantage that Edenity want moving into this.
An early advantage indeed, as we do move into the second half of the round now, and it's looking worse and worse every minute for Method as Shockwave's drone goes out, and Shockwave doing much better on the Blackbird this time.
He's still alive, which is a bonus. He did fantastic defending this room. Let's see how he attacks it this time. He's going to come to blows with Kendrew sooner or later. Kendrew just hiding behind that desk, but it is not bulletproof. It can definitely be shot through. Tangy D on the roam still downstairs, just waiting for that pulse play perhaps. Maybe a bit of a C4 coming on later on, but Shockwave is going to get a visual there onto Kendrew coming up the stairs. Doesn't quite manage to get the kill, but certainly manages to get a little bit of hit points off.
Yeah, definitely. 45 seconds left to go on that clock. Tank is holding it down, but the diffuser has actually gone down. Tanky D does get the kill onto Joystick and does have Nitro still in hand. Could get a very nice Nitro kill as Shepard trades it out with Cactus. Sorry, no, Tank actually traded him back. And that's going to be a 3v3 situation. Now Tank pushes up. He gets the headshot onto Karzeka. Shockwave gets a kill onto Kendrew, but instantly traded back. Tanky D. Oh, Shockwave has an opportunity to clutch this out now. 1v1 situation. No Nitro left in hand for Tanky D. And oh, he's a little bit behind, but Tanky D peeks it. He gets the kill. He clutches it out for his team.
Shockwave there doing all so much, but not quite enough in the end. Tanky D securing that win, and that roam really paying off. I think he picked up 3 kills on that. You know, it was looking really, really good for Edenity at one point, but unfortunately they just didn't manage it. And this is now, I think, the 3rd time that we've seen them get diffuser down and then lose the round.
Yeah, this is unfortunate for Edenity. They're really about that objective-based gaming, but they just cannot cover the diffuser very well. I honestly think that a better way to cover that would have been from below, like Namia had been doing on previous rounds.
They didn't really take enough downstairs control though.
No, they didn't deal with Tanky D as well on that pulse, and that was a big thing that came into that round.
I can't believe we've not seen a Jackal, you know.
You really love Jackal. You really love Jackal.
But just think about it logically at this stage in the game. Tanky D's been a fantastic roamer for Method. Karzeka has been a decent roamer for Edenity, and we've not seen a Jackal from either side.
I agree with you that Jackal is a powerful operator, but I think Jackal on his own is not that strong. I think you really need to dedicate Jackal and Lion to that. But if you're picking those 2 operators purely for that roam hunt, how many operators do you really have left to pick?
But if you're
going to affect your sort of grander strategy that you practice.
Yeah, potentially. But if you're losing rounds because a roamer gets 2 kills and finishes off the round, diffuses, it's pointless planning in the first place.
And this definitely does come down to that sort of team's abilities to adapt and change up the operators that they're using and adapt to the current situation is definitely what gives teams the biggest edge.
Yeah, flexibility is key.
Especially with op bans as well, because you could easily get target banned, and they like know what your strategy is going to be, so they just ban the ops that are key to that, and that sort of removes you from the game very easily.
If this goes to a 3rd map, I think we will see some targeted bans in the op banning phase. but it does look as though Edenity have took early control once again upstairs, and it's pretty much the same push that they used last time for the top floor, although the objective this time is on the ground floor. So still looking to gain that upstairs control, and they're going to go full soft destruction with a sledge and a book and look to open up some floor, get some lines of sight, get some kills, and maybe get the diffuser down, as they do like getting the diffuser down.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like their attack for the basement should be a lot better than attack for the top floor, just because it's much easier to clear out the roamers this way.
Early pre-fire shots there coming in from Shockwave, narrowly missing the kill onto Tank, although taking a good portion of his health. Cactus picking up the kill onto Shockwave with a little run out before getting downed by Karzeka.
Karzeka picking up that kill finally. Joystick gets a kill of his own onto Tanky D, and that's most of the roamers out of it already. But I think Kendrew still playing very effectively on the site as Jugger gets the kill onto Joystick. And oh my god, these roamers still tearing them apart. This upstairs defense is going very, very well for Method right now. And they're just picking apart the opposing team 3v3 right now, but still very much in Method's quality here as Namia pushes around. He gets killed, however, by Tank, and now it's a 2v3 situation. And don't forget, this is match point for Method right now. If they take this, they take it home.
I think Shepard's now going to maybe try and get a plant off, perhaps, although there is, you know, they've still not got upstairs control, so they're going to have to deal with a potential retake. It looks as though Karzeka's coming in to back him up a little bit, but Karzeka is very low health. The plant will go down right about now. Karzeka covering the white stairs. Jugger making his way in, and Jugger's probably going to come to blows with Karzeka at some point now, as Tank also pressures down the yellow-white stairs.
And it's such a close round here because this is easily go either way. Council barricades get torn down so that the rotate can come through. And Shepard is just all over the place right now. Does he know where they are? Karzeka picks up a kill, instantly traded back, however, but they know exactly where Shepard is. Shepard pushes out. He gets the kill onto Jugger. Oh, but the clutch from Tank doesn't see anything go down. And Method will take Consulate.
That means, ladies and gentlemen, that we will be seeing a third map this evening. Method certainly taking the time about closing that one out in the end and just managing to do it before overtime. Edenity there. GG's. I mean, great comeback, but unfortunately in the end, just not enough.
Unfortunate. And we are going to take a quick 10-minute break here before we go down to map number 3.
Yeah, as Turnip just said, we will have a 5 to 10 minute break depending on how long the players and our casters actually need. We'll be right back with the third and final map of this matchup. Stick around, guys, and don't go anywhere. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the third and final map of this matchup. It is Edenity against Method still. It is 1-1 in maps. And we will see Coastline at a deciding map now anytime soon. The match should be ready in the next 1 or 2 minutes. I'm still joined by Extra Troika and Sternab. How's it going?
It's going well.
Yeah, it's going really well, thank you. That was certainly a entertaining map on Consulate. Edenity there, nearly managing to bring it back from, almost against all odds, if you will, bringing it back, into OT, but not quite managing to clutch it out. So we're going to be moving into Coastline now, as Netflix kindly introduced us to, and we're going to be seeing some new operator bans. So as you can see on the screen, we have got Edenity on the attack first and Method on the defense, and the operator bans are going to be as follows: Glaz and Pulse, and Ying and Vigil. What do you think about those, Sternab?
Those are some very interesting map bans, operator bans. I think we're going to see them coming definitely with Glaz and Pulse especially, but also Ying on this map because Candela's push can be very effective.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Ying ban this evening. It is worth noting that Method's bans have been the same throughout both the first 2 maps, and them always banning Ying and Valkyrie. However, this time they've switched it up a little bit and they've chosen to ban Vigil. So maybe Karzek are causing them a bit of a problem on Vigil, and they're looking to react to that a little bit.
I don't know really, because the fact that Vigil is getting banned out more speaks to me thinking Coastline as a Roma-heavy map. You don't really want to deal with Vigil in that. If you want to clear the Romas out, it's insanely hard to deal with Vigil, especially with the amount of vertical rotates you can make on Coastline.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I think it's a reactive ban from Method, reacting to Karzeka's use of Vigil. He's quite proficient with Vigil, and I think that's Method reacting to that and trying to really put Edenity at a bit of a disadvantage there by taking that off the board.
Potentially, Flashbang's going to go out to burn this ADS behind the bar and aquarium, as Jugger's going to have to rotate back here. Interesting that we're seeing a hooker defense first.
Was that Guman on the roof then?
It might have been, actually. I think it was.
That's really nice. That's just annoying. I like that a lot.
Is that considered BM?
Considered what?
BM. Bad manners.
Bad manners. No, I like it. I think it's like, oh, you think you're safe on the roof, bang, step into this. Because the likelihood is you're going to be in your drone and you're going to lose maybe like 2 ticks instead of just 1 tick of health. So I like it a lot.
The last time that we saw Coastline in the previous match, we saw a mirror ban. No mirror ban this time. How is that going to affect things?
I think it makes things a little bit more viable. Like you can see there, the double mirror being played in Sunrise. Namir there picking up the first kill onto Cactus. So
I really don't like the double mirror. I think it's a complete waste of mirrors.
I much prefer a mirror. Shockwave there picking up a kill onto Tank. Nemir there picking up another kill onto Tangy D. Jugger then getting the kill onto Shockwave, trading out.
Yeah, 4v2 situations. Jugger runs out. It's a 4v1 now as he runs out. He does get the kill onto Namir. He's going to turn this into a 3v1 for himself. He has a nice roam spot here as he does come down on cool vibes, but Joystick is going to shut him down immediately. A headshot from him will secure the first round for Edenity on this attack. A very, very powerful attack, and I don't want to blame the mirror for that, but I don't think the double mirror helped. It didn't give them a lot of control over anything, really. They got the control into blue bar, sure. But, I don't know, I think it's such a weird thing to do, right? And I think it might have been a reactive thing instead. I think one of the early mirrors actually got popped by Twitch, and they decided to turn it into a double mirror rather than just have it wasted.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Yeah, that
the
can
bomb.
often be the case, and that's kind of, placing your mirror down too early or not thinking that they're going to bring a Twitch. Twitch was banned in the previous matchup, so a bit of a difficult one to deal with there, I guess. But for me, I think the better way to play that mirror
Bomb
is
located by
downstairs, opposite kitchen, in that kind of corner where Blue Bar meets the Sunrise wall and the Sunrise double doors on your left. That's usually a bit more of a bit of a better place for a mirror, in my opinion. Sort of to Mirror's right now.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and also kind of interesting that they're still gonna go onto this defense of Sunrise. First of all, considering how badly it went the first time.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Edenity certainly look a lot more confident on this map in terms of attacking. They've managed to pick up the first win. It's not something that came all too easily to them on Coastline. So maybe Coastline just a tough map for them. And like you say, Edenity just, you know, sort of asserting some early dominance on Coastline.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that Edenity's playstyle definitely suits Coastline more, rather than on Consulate, where they're very sort of fighting for every inch of ground. On Coastline, they can take a decent amount of ground without really contesting it from roamers, especially from the way Method are playing this now. How they sort of, like, you can see now, they're all sort of around the objective. We're not seeing any deep roams, no vigil in play here. It's definitely going to affect their confidence on that.
Yeah, we're almost seeing a little bit of a turtle defense here in that they're all playing very cozy on site or immediately above. And that, you know, Coastline's a much smaller map than Consulate, so it is to be expected that you're not going to see as much roaming as you maybe would expect. But Legion Mind's being trodden on there, and Joystick's desperate to find this kill onto Jugger. Just glimpsed him there, but didn't manage to pick up the kill. Lost 50% of his health for his troubles. And Tangy D there is going to be playing tight in Billiards Room, just doing a bit of drone clearing. And as the Habana opens up the wall, probably maybe from roof, actually, that's going to make it really uncomfortable. But Cactus picks up kill onto Shockwaves. That is Twitch off the board. Cactus on a little bit of a castle roam here. And he's going to come to blows with Karzeka right about now. Karzeka not aiming down sights, but not losing his life to it, taking around 50% of Cactus's hit points. Jugger picking up the kill onto Joystick. That was the battle between the Jaeger and the Ash we were seeing earlier. And now Joystick's ready for another kill onto outside of Hooker Door. That's going to be onto Shepherd, I believe, as the Zephyr.
And this is going so much better for Method. They're getting these picks in early on. The Ash and the Twitch already down, has a huge amount of fragging potential gone, and 50 seconds left on that clock is not going to mean well for Edenity, but Karzeka is going to strike back. Cactus goes down already, and this is looking much, much better for Edenity, but they really have to start getting control over things. Nami does get the kill onto Tiny D. That's definitely going to help as we move into a 3v3 situation. Nami is going to push up. Shepard gets the kill onto Kendrew. So many frags coming out right now from both sides. 2v1 situation, 1v1 situation really, as it comes down to Nami versus Tank. Tank insanely lit up, and no nitro in hand is going to make this insanely hard for him. And Edenity is going to move up to pick up his teammate. Sorry, Nami is going to pick up his teammate, and Edenity going to move into a 2v1 situation. 10 seconds left on the clock as Nami goes to try and jump down from Hooker into Sunrise, and he does do so. Doesn't have control of the diffuser. He peeks out. How is Tank not dead from that? As he moves around, in the double kill from Tank. Sorry, no, actually, Nami gets the headshot onto Karzeka. That's a TK. I completely missed that. That was insane. And that clutch, beautiful from Tank, is going to even this out to 1-1.
What a play from everyone then. Nami was walking through Billiards with a goo mine in his leg, was challenging the Jaeger on like the half reinforced wall, managed to pick up the kill onto Tangy D, get the kill onto absolutely incredible plays, but that TK is definitely going to hurt them. Nami are doing all he can to frag out there for his team, but bit of a combination of the diffuser dropped in a bad place. Mirror had a good angle to watch it from, and I think they did the right thing going for the kill in that circumstance, but unfortunately it just didn't pay off. And we're now going to see a kitchen hold.
Kitchen, like I said this the last time we saw Coastline, is that all 4 bomb sites on Coastline are pretty viable, in my opinion, which is kind of weird for a map that has 4 bomb sites.
Well, especially with the lack of a glass, I think Kitchen becomes a lot more viable.
And the inclusion of Mirror, I'm still surprised that they haven't gone for Penthouse yet, especially because Ying is banned. You know, the one thing that does always tear the the Penthouse defense apart is always the Ying that throws them all into theater and just goes straight for the push. You see Hungry do that a lot, you see Vitality do that a lot. and I'm surprised that it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that we will, you know, at this stage, Method is still trying to feel out Identity, and maybe going for a kitchen hold. They're feeling pretty confident, like you say, with the inclusion of a mirror. They're thinking, what, we can probably hold this really well. They've no Glaz, they've no Ying. They can't really. They're going to struggle to get a plant off at service door. So maybe they're just trying to get another round on the board before they go into penthouse.
That is one point I would really like to make about the new format, that it does allow you, because there's a lot more rounds in. There's 10 rounds instead of 8. It allows you to sort of play around a little bit and try and feel out your enemy. It doesn't really matter if you lose the first, few rounds, because you can then, as long as you learn from it, you can sort of move in.
Joystick is going to be sneaking up on Tangy D here, and it does appear as though we've got some distraction in Karzeka, but Jugger there ready to trade out the kill and protect his teammate there. Definitely
really nice hold there from Jugger, as Kendry does pick up the kill into Shockwave, and it's all starting to fall apart for Edenity now. 5v3. And I really like that angle holding from Jugger.
Method there, just almost a bit of a bait and switch really on getting that kill there. That was, really good teamwork, really nice plays. But Billiard's control has been established now by Naymir as he picks up another goo mine. But man advantage, at the halfway point, pretty much firmly in Method's favor.
In a 5v3 situation still, as we move 1 minute 15 left on that clock. And Method looking much nicer. Oh, Cactus just going to miss that shot to Namia, but Jugger will not, as he shuts him down in a 2v5 situation now. Kazek pushing up onto this hallway and seeing exactly what is going on as we move into the final minute of the round.
And it's going to be a really tall order at this point from Identity to try and establish a plant or, chain some kills together. Although Karzeka is going to do his best, picking up a kill onto Tangy D. So that's going to be the majority of upstairs control. I believe there may be, one player still playing in penthouse, but that is going to be Jugger, and he's going to drop down. A little bit of drone work going on now, but 35 seconds left on the clock. There isn't that much time.
My beauties are in play.
Yeah,
Toxic.
30 seconds left to go, and yet Toxic Babes, as you just about to mention, do go out, but Zofia is ready to start putting down some utility. More Toxic Babes come out. Oh, no, it's not actually going to go down. Shepard actually shoots it out. Very nicely played there. 15 seconds left to go, and they're going to retreat to this mirror, which is very nicely placed to cover the kitchen push. Karzeka gets a kill, but Cactus is going to finish it off with a double kill.
And look at that weapon of Ella's there, able to take on 2 enemies at the same time. That's just incredible. No other operator can do that,
Can they?
No, this is fact. That's why they want Ella the way that she is. She can attack 2 enemies at the same time.
I kind of feel like Lion can do that, honestly, or anyone with an LMG.
Anyone with any gun in Siege. Yeah, bringing it out there for Method. So they're going to be picking up the 3rd round. But we've seen this before. We saw Method go up really well on Consulate, and then ended up throwing it until the final seconds where they managed to clutch it out. What are we going to see this time? Are we going to see Edenity clutch this back and trade blow for blow, taking it 2-2, or is Method going to establish a little bit more of a lead?
Well, we'll certainly find out as we do move into round number 4 now. And just looking at the lineups here, there's a lot of soft destruction coming out from Edenity.
I'll be interested to see how they deal with Tangy D and Jugger defending upstairs this time, because they were pretty difficult.
They were covering each other really well, and actually we're going to see the Spaz 12 on Valkyrie.
That isn't something you see all the time. Nice Valkyrie camera there, and another one.
Ooh, wow, that was nice.
Yeah,
I really
like that throw.
Valkyrie camera. Wow, that's incredible.
GG's Cactus.
Throwing out the first one. Yeah, but Valkyrie shotgun is insanely unorthodox. I don't think I ever really see that in comp.
It's definitely not something you see every day. I think a lot of people just don't try it, basically. But I don't know. There's obviously a reason for it. She's playing some pretty aggressive Valkyrie cameras out there, so potentially looking for a bit of a run out. It does look as though Joystick is going underneath, maybe into office to try and pressure the point upstairs? No, he's going to go up the stairs and deal with it directly. Just trying to get Jugger out of the spot that he was playing last time, perhaps.
Yeah, 1 minute into the round, no picks going down just yet, but Edenity is starting to slowly gain control over the map. But they do need to start getting picks, potentially, if they want to go in here. There's not a huge potential for refrags here from all the Edenity members. The Shockwave is already in here into Aquarium. He's very deep indeed. He is getting droned in, however. That's definitely going to help him. He's good for the frag grenade through the drone hole.
That could be really
anything?
nice,
No,
but
the ADS
no.
caught it. Wow, the ADS caught it from there.
Check
Shepard gets
that
the
pick.
first kill onto Jugger. Oh, Joystick, you just saw him! You just saw Tangy! You saw his gun! Oh, no. Tangy D is still going to be clinging into the corner of that area onto Billiards as Tang gets a kill. Kendrew gets a kill all the way from downstairs in Blue Bar. Very nice pick from them. Tangy D gets a kill of his own to Joystick finally. And Method just tearing them apart right now as Shockwave gets the refrag finally onto Tangy D, but it's a 3v1 situation as we do finally move into the last minute of the round.
Defender has left the area of operation.
Kendrew there picking up the final kill to close it out for Method. Very convincing round from Method there. I absolutely love how they were playing downstairs into the through the open hatch. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see anything with the Spaz 12, which is always a shame because it is nice to see that when it does get pulled out.
Tangy finally on the board with his first kill of the game, which is good to see.
I think it was a good round. I think that the way that they defended upstairs was fantastic. Edenity, like you say, they weren't really playing for many trades. A few little mistakes there. Like you say, Joystick saw, I believe it was Tangy D over in Billiards, didn't manage to get it, was kind of preoccupied with the ADS. Sledge, Shockwave, just struggled to kind of do much past Aquarium. You know,
I
but
think it's one of those things where, from the caster's perspective, obviously we all see it in 90 FOV, but a lot of players do not play at 90 FOV, they play it significantly less than that. So, while we saw the edge of Tangy D's gun from his perspective, from what he was actually saying, you know, it might not have been like that. He might not have seen anything.
yeah, and I can't take credit for this because it was our wonderful observer Medics that just types it out there in the game chat there, but deleted it before the players saw it. But yeah, 4:3 aspect ratio can definitely play a part in that as well.
Yeah, 4-3 life is unfortunate, and it is going to severely reduce your FOV.
So moving into round number 5, this is going to be the last defensive round for Team Method. And what are we going to see here? We're finally seeing the penthouse that you were after, so we were kind of correct. They were kind of just, you know, maybe feeling their opponents out a little bit before they decided to go down into penthouse. And a bit of a difficult one for Edenity here because they've not maybe got the operators that they would like to, you know, to push this.
Yeah, definitely. 2 minutes 20 remaining on that clock. It looks like Shockwave is going to push in here onto the window. This is interesting.
I'm just surprised we've not seen a Blackbeard, but I guess that they've been kind of outsmarted on the pick a little bit, maybe, of Edenity.
Potentially. I don't think they did too well with the Blackbeard last time. Just Shockwave didn't do too well, and then whoever was playing, I think was but Tank is actually going to get the first kill of the round. Shockwave going down immediately. Sledge is already out of it, and that's going to be their window player dead.
I mean, he was playing the window anyway, so I guess they would have taken a Blackbeard if they'd have known, but definitely Shockwave does seem to be struggling on the attack, although he is picking up his, you know, pulling up his socks on defense and doing a fantastic job, so we'll have to see what he does in the coming rounds.
4v5 situation, not looking great for Edenity at all here as they start to move into the objective. This is the final defense round for Method, however, and they do have this opportunity to turn this around. Joystick does get the kill on the Tank with a headshot. Very nicely played by him as we do move into the final round. It's the final minutes of the round. And I don't know how this is going to go, really. We still have plenty of utility operators on the table here. And of course, there is the echo and the smoke. You can definitely delay the strats here.
Without a doubt, the phone call not going to be affecting the echo, though. due to, you know, echo reasons, I guess. He's unable to be affected by Dockerby's phone call, enabling him to stay in his drone when it matters. But it does look like we've got a couple of offside players, and they are going to be going for a bit of a run out here. Just noticing the Claymore at the last moment. Jugger managing to just not quite. Kendry picking up a kill onto Karzeka. Jugger getting that run out kill onto Namir, but Tangy D actually taking him out. That's why I got a bit confused in the spectator. Joystick there picking up a really quick double kill onto two players playing in theatre in Cactus and Kendry, and it's now all down to Tangy D after team killing his friend. Is he going to be able to get this clutch out? Not sure if he's got the diffuser in hand. Not sure if he's got a C4 in hand, sorry, but the diffuser does go down. And this mirror window.
Yeah, he's gonna have to contest 2 mirror windows, and this is just not an ideal situation to be in at all. And the push comes from Shepard. He takes him down, and that's Edenity winning their second attack, and they're gonna move around to the defense now.
I think Edenity did a fantastic job of clutching that round out. Joystick there with a bit of an ash rush onto theatre, picking up 2 quick kills, getting it down, realizing that the player was down and moving on to the headshot for the, you know, sort of a bit of target prioritization there, and then going back to finish off the kill later. Absolutely fantastic plays. Excited to see what Edenity are now able to do on the defense.
For sure, moving into round number 6 now, and second half is slightly in Method's favor in a 3-2, but I think if history has proved anything, these two teams are very close, and the way that the second half of the game is very different to the way that the first half of the game goes.
Yeah, I mean, this map has been a lot more back and forth than what we've been used to, but a difficult one because it's been, you know, sites have been won and lost by both attackers and defenders, so there's been no like clear, oh, this is really, you know, defender favors, oh, this is really attacker favored. I think it's just been good individual and good team plays that have, you know, sort of forced the wins, if you will.
And I will point out there is a Jackal finally on the board from Method, something I know you've been looking forward to.
Well,
I'm
definitely.
wondering how effective this is going to be.
I mean, they've got joystick in Aroma, but you maybe wouldn't expect to see anyone else roam, maybe Namia. But I mean, they've got the Jackal, they've got the Dockerby, and they've got the Lion, so they've got the triple there in terms of Roma hunting, and they've got no excuse at this stage. They must find these Romas with that combination.
Yeah, well, this is a pretty horrible combination to try and deal with, honestly. The Dockerby, Lion, and Jackal strategy. I mean, it's that classic thing of you get tracked by Jackal and then the Lions go out, so you can either stand still and get wall banged, or you can move and get wall banged. It doesn't really work out for you either way. The only way to play against this is to start playing aggressively and go for the frags, and Edenity are really going to have to do that. And I think they're perfectly capable of doing that.
But don't forget, they've also got mute hard counters, both Dockerby and Lion, so they've got a little bit of respite in that, but obviously the radius is slow. It's, you know, not always realistic. I think it was that Karzeka there managing to, or Cactus, sorry, managing to get the mirror window open.
I know he didn't get it open. He just missed, and then his switcher and got destroyed. That's just unfortunate.
Tangy D, they're going to be picking up the first kill of the round onto Karzeka. So that's the Lion play coming in. Not sure if that was off a Jackal track or not, but Joystick and Tangy D looking to come to blows here, as well as Tangy D just drones it, pops the Lion to kind of pin Joystick in place a little bit, I guess, and make him a little bit out of the fight. But Namir there picking up the kill onto Cactus, bringing the man count back to 4-all.
Yeah, 4v4 situation now as the Dokkaebi calls go out. I'm expecting Lions to start going down very soon indeed, as the push should start coming out from Method. But Edenity are doing very well to hold it on their own. Mew is out of it, and that is one of the Nitros off the board. And that's going to make it much more difficult for the defenders to hold on to this last minute remaining. It looks like Jug got into himself in a little bit of a fight there. Oh, but Kendrew gets the headshot onto Shockwave. Goodbye. And that is a 3v4 situation now. Both Nitros off the board for Edenity. And this is going to really mean a lot more difficult pushes now, as Joystick decides to go for the roam and the flank from Kitchen.
Joystick there managing to pick up that kill onto Tangy D. Tangy D didn't really seem to progress much after he got into Kitchen within the first sort of 40 seconds, but the diffuser is now going to be going down. Oh, Joystick managing to get that kill, but getting traded out straight away by Kendrew. Kendrew then picking up a second one. Shepard picking that kill up onto Kendrew. So it is now down to a 1 versus 1. Jackal does have the diffuser in hand and the plant is going down. Smoke does seem a bit confused about what to do. He has no gas canisters left and he's unable really to push this much at all. Couldn't get through the rotation hole, I don't think, and now he's going to be stuck. Jugger is going to be holding the angle, but it does look as though Shepard is going to try and rotate. Jugger is aware of this. It's all going to come down to this engagement. Shepard manages to get the kill, and I don't know why he's not pushing it.
He doesn't know he's downed him. He doesn't know he's downed him yet. But he is going to push around now, and he does finally realize that he downed him. And will push in now to destroy the diffuser, hopefully. Yes, okay, good.
Always a tough one. Obviously, these players are playing with points turned off and Pro League HUD, so you don't know when you've got someone downed. It's not all too easy to tell. But managing to clutch the round out, keeping a cool head, shooting through the wall, vaulting through, they're the things that make these players stand out. And you know, another player on another day could get a little bit flustered there and start trying to run around and waste some time. But Shepard keeping his cool. He's a very good smoke player, to be fair. We've seen him last alive multiple times this evening and fragging out for his team, bringing it back to 3-all.
This is close. This is about as close as I expected it to be. Let's hope it stays like this as we do move further into our decider map. Potentially going to see an overtime here. Coastline has been a very challenging map to both of these teams. They're not really doing that well on the roam clear. And I think that's definitely something that's coming into play here a lot. We saw Joystick on this really late roam in the kitchen, and as you said, Tangy D didn't really progress much after he got in. And that definitely hurt them quite a lot, because you do not want your Lion on that sort of front line situation.
I mean, the Lion needs to be like a flank watch, really, doesn't he? Maybe stay in and drone for the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds, droning your entry fraggers in, providing the Lions when needed, and then maybe try to flank. You've got the Vector, you've got a load of rounds, you can do it from a distance. It certainly doesn't lend himself to being that, you know, one of the entry fraggers in that situation, which is kind of what, you know, the role that Tangy was taking there in the position that he put himself in. But can't help but think he was left a little bit high and dry as well. Didn't really seem to have much support in that situation either.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's not a lot of support going on from Method on their attack. They're not really setting up for trades that much, but there are some nice flanks coming out from both sides.
It's being won or lost on the roam game at this stage, isn't it? And it's who can roam the best, if you will. Looks as though Cactus there maybe just trying to think about getting one of those mirror windows open if he has a shock drone left, which I believe he should do. Tangy D there making quick progress into Sunrise Bar, and it looks like he's going to also hop in drone.
Yep, and you know, 30 seconds into the round, we're seeing a lot of drones coming out from Method. This is exactly what he should be doing, but a Lion charge going out this early is not what I expected, considering he only has 2 of them at the moment.
Well, someone is on Jackal track, so that is going to pin someone down, and I believe that Joystick is actually down. That's going to be a massive loss for Edenity. Namia there, not able to pick him up, not managing to get the kill either onto Jugger. Second time lucky, Cactus picking up the kill onto Joystick with a Twitch drone. Kendrew getting Namia, and that is going to be the cameras hacked.
Which, you know, there's no Valkyrie, so it's not a huge deal, but it's nice to have, I guess, to help watching for the room.
It's another mindset thing, isn't it? I guess it's, you know, we've got control of the cameras. If you're in an engagement and you know there's a camera there, it's gonna be playing in your mind. It's just establishing that map control again on almost like a psychological level, I guess.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, 4v3 situation looking very nice for Method right now as we move into the second half of the round. And you know, it really matters how they pull off this execution now. They're already 1 Lion charge down. I think we still have at least 1 Dokubi call in the back pocket here. So this should be good as we move further in, and obviously plenty of flashbangs, plenty of smoke grenades. There's plenty of utility to go around here for Method, and yet there is 1 logic bomb left. So that's good as we do move into the final minute now.
Definitely 1 logic, but plenty of Kairos as well. They could definitely get a wall open with this if the bandit charges have been able to be removed. Not sure if Twitch has got a shock drone left or not, but if she has, that would be a perfect. Yeah, just going to be taking out some utility, maybe enabling. Yeah, there we go. There's the Hibana charge coming off and a mirror window getting open in the confusion of it all. So good use of the utility there from Cactus. and just further establishing a little bit more control. And they do have a man advantage here, so they should be okay. But moving into the final 20 seconds, Shockwave picks up the kill onto Tangy D, bringing it back down. Cactus then picks up the kill onto Karzeka. So it is still looking good for Method to clutch this round out. The Yokai drone has been destroyed. And I think that Shepard is now down. I believe Shepard is now down. Kendrew there with a beautiful double headshot with the SMG-12. We're seeing so much SMG-12s tonight. I absolutely love it.
Absolutely amazing. What a beautiful 2K there from Kendrew. Very nicely played. And Method really bringing it back on their attack. I didn't think it was going to go too well for them there, honestly.
I thought the Method were going to do that. To be fair, they had the man advantage. They set themselves up for it, and they pushed as a team. I think that was the main thing in that situation.
I think
instead of
Method
separate.
Yeah, Method definitely have this strategy of sort of pushing up, droning out everything that's going on, taking out the roamers, taking map control, letting themselves set up as quickly as possible, and then they just spew utility everywhere. And their roam clear at the start was so good. Especially, I was kind of surprised that they were sort of roaming in that security area. I don't know what Edenity were doing there, what their plan was, but whatever it was, it did not work out well for them. They were completely flanked and surrounded there, and that just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, I think it was it Namir and Joystick trying to play a little bit like back to back, if you will, and just not able to.
It's just such an easy place to cut off because you had that really narrow hallway going to offices, which you saw Jackal going into almost immediately, and then obviously the other side is covered into the lobby. There was no one really watching them, and they just got pincered.
Yeah, definitely. I think they need to almost take a leaf out of, was it Jugger and Tangy's book where they were holding upstairs in aquarium? They're the kind of crosses that you want to be creating, not kind of back to back just in a single room. It didn't really work.
Yeah.
So moving into the round 8 now. This is going to be a big round for Method. If they take this, it's going to go to match point. If Edenity manage to take it, we're going to equal up at 4-all. So definitely an important round right now, and this is going to be playing on these players' minds. Obviously, they've been playing for quite a long time now. We've gone. Did we go to OT on Oregon? I forget. No, we didn't, did we? It was 6-4 on Oregon. So we saw 10 rounds on Oregon. We saw plenty of rounds on Consulate, but Nami are there picking up the kill onto Kendrew.
Very nice headshot from him onto Kendrew, shutting down the Dokkaebi this early. Much better plays coming out from Edenity this time on that road. I'm kind of surprised that Nami decided to go for that peek, considering that he doesn't have an ACOG on that, but beautiful pick there from Tangy D. Shuts down Joystick, but I don't think Joystick really had much choice there as the mute goes down. Tank just pushing in here and tanking the shots himself, as Shepard is still playing on these blue stairs, and it is 1 minute 45 remaining on that clock. And 3v4 slight advantage to Method again, and this is a very similar situation to what we saw last round.
Method here not taking any prisoners, making good progress early doors, and they're definitely looking to close this out right now. They don't want to take this to overtime. They want to win the next 2 rounds and shut the book on this fantastic series. But I don't think that Edenity are going to let them get away with it that easily. We still have Shockwave playing underneath, and it looks like we're going to have some X-Kairos used to open up the floor. Bit of a difficult one. X-Kairos not the best at opening up the floors, but they will definitely work in a pinch. Shockwave's got a Nitro in hand here, and I'd like to see him maybe try and use that at some point onto one of the players playing upstairs, but he's just going to get a glimpse onto Hibana, doesn't manage to convert the kill. Namia moving through kitchen and service entrance, looking for a bit of a late rotate. Nitro comes out, unfortunately misses its target.
50 seconds left to go on that clock. Lots of Jackal tracking coming out, very much using that utility, and it's looking very, very good for Method right now as lots of more drones come out. And they can move on to match point, but Shepard goes out with the shotgun kill. He gets it onto Jugger. Could he get a second one here as the smokes go out? And it looks like he just about misses on the Hibana as the Lions go out to stop Tank getting pushed here as he's just trying to push through. Oh, but he just misses it. Shepard picks him up, but instantly traded back by Cactus, and now, Cactus. And now a 1v1 situation. 20 seconds left to go. And it's all down to Namia if he wants to clutch this out for his team. Cactus recovers the diffuser, starts to put it down. 10 seconds left on that clock. I'm wondering if Namia does realize this. He just slowly push up into Sunrise. He does hear the diffuser get planted as he goes around for the peek. Lots of fast peeking coming out here from Namia as he tries to clutch it out with a hip fire. But it's not quite working out for him. He does get the hip fire headshot onto Cactus. He takes it down. And that's going to be the clutch for Edenity, even in this out into 4-4.
We said that Edenity weren't going to give it up so easily, and they've not done at all. Nami are doing all it takes to pick up the hipfire kill there and clutching out that round, bringing us up to 4-all. I can definitely see an overtime. I
mean, we said it. We said it very early on that this overtime was very, very possible. These teams have been very close. Any game that goes to a decider map and had an overtime before that decider map is definitely going to be a close game.
Without a doubt, these teams have been trading blows all night, and this has probably been the closest map that we've seen so far. I think that the other maps have been maybe a little bit more one-sided at some points, but this is really blow for blow. It's round for round, and you know, let's see what they can do this time, moving into round 9 now. So this is the crucial round, really. Whoever wins this round gets the match point first, and that's going to play, you know, that's going to play quite heavy because the rounds have been going, the rounds have been going either way. Last time Edenity defended upstairs, Method pretty much ran away with it. It came down to a 2 versus 1, which was won very convincingly. I'm thinking that, you know, unless Edenity do something a little bit different this time, they may struggle.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And, you know, this penthouse defense, without a Glaz and a Ying in play, I think it's going to be very, very powerful if they manage to play it better than they have been doing.
I can't even put my finger on what they should do differently. And I'm not saying that they should have taken a different bomb site, but it's like Shepard's there going to be pinging a wall to be asked to be reinforced. That is not good news at 10 seconds into the round. I don't know where else they could have gone. I don't know what I'd like them to do differently. I just feel like they need to play it a little bit better than they did. And I think the mirrors looking both the same way is always a tough one, you know.
The big thing for me is that they allowed the flank to come through the hallway, and everyone who was playing in theater just died in an instant, and everyone else who's outside of theater just, you know, they're trying to play into 2 mirror windows when they don't have any utility to take them out.
Yeah, if you're going to play the mirror windows like that, you really need to take, you know, keep control of that hallway, keep control of Aquarium, because otherwise you're just going to leave yourself at a disadvantage in the later stages where the plank goes down in theater and all of a sudden the attackers have got a mirror window. So it is a difficult one.
Interesting play here by Kalzeka. The smoke very far off site here. He's going to be playing onto this corner. In fact, there's actually quite a lot of roamers coming out from Edenity. This is very interesting. Kalzeka going to realize that he's going to get droned out now, and is instead going to pull back to the site. Probably the better thing to do here. How is Nami already lit up?
I'm not too sure. Maybe aggressive bandit plays out onto DJ booth, perhaps, or maybe from the window. A very slow round this, and this goes to show just how much this round means to both sides. Neither team wanting to make much of a mistake, but Joystick there going to make the first one in running out, and Tank punishing him for it with a bearing 9 kill.
Really nice reactions there from Tank. I wouldn't have expected him to get that. I would have thought Joystick would have been on the advantage there. Clearly not. And Tank's reactions are still just as good as ever, no matter how late this game goes on. And now it's a 4v5. Slight disadvantage to Edenity. Not going to matter too much, hopefully, but it is a man pick nonetheless. And your Joystick is one of the better fraggers here, but Tangy D is going to turn that into a 5v3 with a kill of his own onto Namia. That's making it very nice for Method here to lead this into a 5-4 for them.
So we're moving into the final stages now. 35 seconds left on the clock, and it's looking very good for Method at this stage. They've got all 5 members still on their team alive. However, ADSs are going to come out, smokes are going to get burnt. However, somehow managed to go down. C4 kill coming out right now from Shockwave. Cactus getting Shepherd, moving this into a 4 versus 2. Although Tangy D picks up the final 2 kills in quick fashion. Karzeka and Shockwave are the last 2 to fall for Edenity, and that's going to lead Method onto match point.
And again, Method being allowed to get away with this flank, maybe a little bit later on than it was before. But it was still going well.
Well, it's the hallway control that we talked about earlier. If you're going to play the mirrors, you're really distracted by the mirrors, especially in the final seconds. You've got players pushing bathroom, window. If they've opened up VIP wall, you've got them pushing Hall of Fame. Your whole focus is outside of that mirror window. You're looking through the mirror window. You're thinking about a peek, whatever. You're not thinking about the hallway and the door behind you. And you need another player playing that angle to kind of protect it, and that's just what Edenity are really struggling with at the moment. Is they're not actually you're not actually designating that player, and it's costing them. It's costing 2 rounds in a row now up in Penthouse.
Yeah, and I don't know how this is going to go now because this is so close. Talking back about those mirrors in theater, one thing that teams do sometimes want to do is put one mirror facing into the hallway and then open up onto VIP so they can peek the angle and they can sort of try to hold VIP from the long angle rather than do what Joystick was doing, where he was playing very aggressively in VIP.
Yeah, I really like opening up VIP and kind of playing it in the back with an ACOG.
Yeah,
if you get a dock in the back of theatre with a bandit on the wall, you're pretty safe back there. And you can play that angle all day, looking onto double window, and it is quite a nice passive way of holding VIP. Like you say, you don't have to play it so aggressively, and lose your life to it. You can sort of challenge it and dip out if it's not looking too good.
For sure. Now moving into round number 10, and this could go either way. I already said it, and I'll say it again. This is an insanely close match, and it's going to be on Method to try and bring this home into match point and avoid this overtime. But Edenity clearly not wanting to give it up too easily.
Edenity have been it's almost like they've been the underdogs to Method all evening. They've really been struggling. But you've got to remember, they've not lost a game yet. They're a joint top seed, so they are a fantastic squad, and Method's just proving a lot to handle. Cactus there picking up the first kill onto Shockwave, so that's going to be Mirror out of the picture, and that was a really nice under the barricade kill there. Looks as though Karzeka is on the Jackal track and is going to take some Twitch damage for his troubles. Twitch pushing downstairs in Sunrise, but it looks as though we've got pretty good map control, and Jugger there getting taken out. Jugger there taking out Joystick. So it does look as though Method has got pretty good map control upstairs, and it's now a 5-4 versus 3. Namia picking up the kill onto Jugger, just trying to bring the odds a little bit back in his team's favor.
Oh,
Namia there picking up a second.
How did that happen? Cactus just being unaware that window was prepped for a run out, meleeing it and getting immediately found by Nami with a headshot, and now going to even it out into 3v3. Was looking so good for Method right there at the start, but they just sort of threw it all away.
Nami there going to pick up his 3rd kill of the round onto Kendrew. Definitely not wanting to go down without a fight. That T5 Allegiance is incredible, but Tangy D managing to find him with a headshot. 2 versus 2 now. I think Tank's played most of the round outside the map on his drone, but he's going to jump back in his drone now before making his final push. I imagine Shepard there playing pretty tight down in Sunrise, and it could go either way. It just speaks to how close the whole evening's been. Tank has the diffuser in hand, so he has got a slight advantage, but Toxic Bays are going to start coming out right about now alongside the EO1D.
And ADS is great. Boom, but the drop from Tangy D drops Karzeka. Tangy D with a double kill shuts down to Shepard as well. And that's going to be GG. Well played. Method will be your victors tonight. 2-1.
What an exhilarating lineup that we've had this evening. That's been fantastic. Tangy D there clutching it out at the end for his team, picking up the beautiful double kill, and a well-deserved win by Method. They've definitely worked hard for it tonight. They've made things, a little bit difficult for himself at times, especially on Consulate, but they've come out of there with a very convincing win on Coastline in the end.
Very well played indeed, and a very intense match. Unfortunately, that will be all from us for tonight. We will return in just a few hours, actually, for the NA games, I believe, because they will be going on tonight, if you want to catch those. Otherwise,